What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well out there. I am Dan, the Ultra Dad, and we are going live. Make sure you let me know if you can hear me okay in the chat. Feel free to make some comments. Let me know where you're listening from. So today we are going to be doing something pretty exciting. I'm very, very excited that we're going to be watching the Western States 100 lottery. It's going to be just really cool to watch and see. I have exactly a 1.04% chance of getting selected. So I'm very, very excited that it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably not going to happen, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know if good. Adam, thank you very much. You hear me from St. Louis, Missouri. Awesome, man. It has been a few years since I've been in St. Louis. Yeah, I think the last time I was driving through the city and ending up in Rocky Mountain National Park. So years and years ago. But anyway, thanks for joining us, Adam. If you, once again, are watching, let me know where you're watching from. Once again, I'm Dan, the Ultra Dad, as you know, because you clicked the button to get into this live stream and you know who you're watching. But trying to make sure my voice is okay here. I don't know why. I'm having a few issues this morning. I have a few guests today as well. Wow. Excuse me. Got to get a drink here. Thank you, Dan. Dan Woods, listening from Virginia. Yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance. Mention in the comments if you know where that comes from. Yeah, we're not, definitely not expecting anything here, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to bring in the stream from Facebook, so you're going to be able to see what's going on. They're going to be coming on here in a few minutes, and so we'll kind of listen in. It's going to be cool. Got a few guests. This was actually not my idea, just so you know. This was Stephen Kornhaus's idea. Kornhaus, sorry, Steve. Ultra Trail Steven, otherwise known as. He is waiting in the green room, and he's going to be coming in just a minute to join us. In fact, I think he's about ready. He looks like he's just waiting with bated breath. He's like ready to go. So let's get Ultra Trail Steven in. It's his idea, of course. So let's get him in here. Let's see if I know how to do this. We'll add him in. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Dan? Hey, what's up, everybody?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Oh, actually, I look a lot closer right now. Whatever you did there, I'm more zoomed in. Nice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
All right.
So what is your chance here? Well, it's before we get into that. How's your day going? What's up?
It's going pretty well. Been dealing with some back pain a little bit. Haven't been able to run in a few days, unfortunately, but that'll clear up hopefully here next week. Otherwise, doing pretty well. Just hoping for the luck of the draw here today. I'm sure you are too, and everybody is.
Yeah, of course. It's 1% chance. That's better than most lotteries, right?
How many tickets do you have?
I only have one.
Okay, so I've got two.
Do you?
So okay. I think if I look at the math right, I think 2 tickets was like what 1.1% chance. It was crazy low. I mean, it's definitely that dumb. I say the Dumb and Dumber reference you just did is a total accurate thing there. So you're saying there's a chance.
That's right. Yeah. I actually think you mentioned that in one of my videos in the comments a couple days ago. Someone did. But yeah. Anyway, well, welcome everybody once again. I am Dan, the Ultra Dad. We are here kind of for a watch party. We're going to be watching the Western States 100 lottery today. It's going to go for a couple hours. I'm going to be here the whole time. I think I've got Ultra Trail Steven here with us as well. He is going to be hopefully joining for most of the time. I think everybody's got different things going on. It's a Saturday. But hey, man, I am just so excited to see how lucky I really am.
I know, right?
Yeah, we'll find out. In college, people used to say I was pretty lucky, so I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, there's a chance. So what else do you have lined up? If you don't get into Western States, you got to have a backup plan. What's your backup? So what's your B goals?
Yeah. Well, no, this was it. This is my only thing. If I don't get into this, I'm not running next year.
You're done. You're just quitting.
Yeah. No, Yeah, I'm not even planning on this race, of course, but
Yeah.
my main races are going to be, and actually while we're doing this, I'm going to bring in the live stream, try to keep the volume down. Let me know if it's too loud. So let me add in the screen share real quick here. What do you think, Steven? Should we do this or this?
I think let's go with the other one. That way, because the other one I don't think I was in the
Yeah,
video
you're right.
there.
Or we could do that.
Yeah, either way, doesn't matter. Either way. And I guess like on my computer, I know you have it on yours too. I've got the website pulled up from ultralive.net over here, so I can see the names in near real time if somebody we know gets drawn, or check on ourselves as well. But yeah, I think this will be good, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will be. Let me turn the volume up here a little bit so we can hear what's going on. And jump in at any time if you have anything you want to say, or let's see here.
I got a lot of people packed in there.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to do, because I know they always pick, like, I think they're picking 3 people this year out of the audience, just like additional drawings right there, because they're actually allowed normally, for some history, this race is only allowed 369 participants based off of their permits to run through one of the parts of the land they go through. However, this year they're actually able to run 385 participants. So they've got a few extra, which is really cool. And there'll be a few extra next year, and then also in 2024, I believe. But so like they've got a certain number that they're drawing from the lottery this year, which isn't a lot. It's like 100 and do you remember exactly how many? I think it was like 122, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. It's on their website, but yeah, it's a limited number.
Yeah. So it's a limited number, and we'll see if we can get lucky enough to do that. But then they draw extra people from the audience too, which is really cool. If you get to actually go there and watch, you have a really good chance of getting in. Well, really good.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd say really good, but yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got 3, I think. 3 I read from the audience at the end of the lottery, and and the number of people that are already in is because of the fact of the rollovers, right? Because
I believe, because of COVID and rollovers, there's a good number of people in already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Thanks for commenting. If you want to jump in anytime, let me know. But I got Ryan Clayton in the comments here, and
there's Christy Kari in there as well. I know her from my channel.
Hi, Christy.
And everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Adam Anderson, Dan Woods, already mentioned them earlier as well.
Yeah, Dan Woods.
If you're watching and you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments, whatever. This is just going to be kind of a laid-back format where Ultra Trail Steven, myself, perhaps a few others will jump in, and we're going to be, commenting and just kind of watching along. So
have you been following any of the running event going on right now?
No. What are you talking about?
So the running event is it's basically a big trade show that happens every year all around running, an expo where it's the manufacturers are there pulling their shoes for next year, showing people ahead of time what's coming out, watch manufacture, all sorts of cool things. But there's a bunch of YouTubers out there. Kofuzi, he's down there. The Mountain Outpost guys are there. Yeah, a lot of them are down there, and like I've been following it pretty closely. And some of the shoes that are coming out next year just look amazing. Like New Balance, Hoka, Solomon, they've got some really cool shoes coming out next year that I think are going to be complete like game changers.
Really?
It's going to be, oh yeah. I mean, like one of the biggest surprises I heard so far from Kofuzi's channel was the Hoka Evo, the Speedgo EVO is going away completely. Like they're not going to make any more.
No way.
Yeah. So if you like the Hoka Speedgo EVO and you can get your size, stock up on it because they're taking it away. But I think the reasoning behind that is the Hoka Speedgoat 5 has a lot of the same things from the EVO now. Like it's a much lighter, thinner upper. The outsole is different. The midsole is the same as on the EVO. It looks very similar, and it's supposed to be lighter weight than the previous Speedgoat 2 because it's a new foam. So it looks pretty exciting. Like it's going to be a good shoe.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it. Maybe I can pull it up here, but it is interesting. It kind of definitely has that elf flare on the back, right?
Yeah. The swallowtail, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then they've got like, I'm a Hoka guy. Hoka's also got a new shoe coming out called the Tecton X. It's a trail running shoe with a carbon fiber plate in it, but it's not like your typical flat carbon fiber plate that runs like this on the whole outsole of the shoe. It's actually two that make an X, so that it gives you you have that pop from the carbon fiber plate, but it gives you more stability on the trail where it's not going to like hit a rock and then the whole shoe is going to go. It'll flex with that X.
Okay.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, they're throwing it down now with the carbon plate shoes on the trail, right?
Man, I tell you,
trail runners with carbon plates.
Yeah, there's a couple other shoe companies coming out with. I can't remember the one that was now, but they have plates in the shoe, but it's not carbon. It's like they called it a polymer composite, basically like a plastic plate of some kind in the shoe that kind of does the same thing as what Hoka's trying to do. So it'll be really curious to see how 2022 shapes up and what shoes the elites run at Western States and what those play, how it plays out, because it's going to be cool.
That is cool. So the event, the running event, is that what it's called?
The running event. Yep. It's in Austin, Texas this year.
Okay. Okay. I thought Kofuzi was in California right now. Is he?
He is. He was in the running event for, I think, 1 or 2 days. Then he had to fly to California
for CIM.
Okay. Yeah, for CIM. So yeah, like if you watch any of Jamil Curry's, Mountain Outpost, he has some videos from the running event. Jameis, what's his name?
Jameson Michael.
Yes, Jameson Michael. He's down there. He's got some videos up. So there's a lot of cool footage out there.
That's cool. I actually I sent a DM to Kofuzi about this live stream, and he responded and said he'd like to, but he couldn't because he was going to be at CIM. I felt terrible because I was like, I should know this. You're running the CIM marathon. That's awesome, dude. And I just wished him well.
I know, right?
Yeah. So
Derek in the comments mentions the Puma Fast R marathon racer looks really like fire. That thing does look really cool. Like Puma is coming on strong next year. They've got some crazy shoes coming out. Like I don't know. There's Kraft has some neat shoes out there now. We've got some new players in the game for sure.
Yeah, I think these shoe companies are realizing they can start charging $200-$300 for shoes, and so they're going to be making a lot more money now.
Yeah. Like I think that Tecton X shoe is going to be 200-ish for a trail shoe, and there's another shoe Hoka has that has a plate in it coming out that's going to be around the 200 price point. And yeah, there's the prices of shoes are going up, unfortunately, but so is the technology. So hopefully it's worth it.
I wonder if the profit margin is going up like skyrocketing, or if it really costs this much to make these shoes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I need to look into that more.
I mean, they're obviously in business to make money, and
sure,
the more they can make, the better. But
exactly.
I also think that I don't know. It's frustrating when they miss the mark and
I know
more than they should for a shoe. But.
Or you get a shoe that is just amazing. A lot of people love it, and then they change it. It's
right.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I can't believe that the that Hoka shoe. What's
the EVO?
Yeah, the
EVO. Oh, I know. It's like such a popular shoe. It's probably one of the most popular racing trail shoes out there right now. And yeah, it's just I don't know. Kofuzi hinted that there's going to be a bigger story in 2022 as to why it's going away. So I think they've got something coming that's going to be replacing that as their racer type shoe. So I'll be real curious to see what shoes are on Jim Walmsley's feet at Western States.
No doubt. And I mean, that's a big risk though. I mean, that was an extremely popular shoe. Why, I'm sure they had to make a decision. Do we go with the EVO 2 or something like that? Or do we just rebrand it? But
yeah,
that seems risky to me considering how popular and how successful that shoe was.
I know.
I would have stuck with the EVO 2, I think, right? I mean, I don't know.
Supposedly the Speedgoat 5 is supposed to be darn near the same as the EVO. So
okay.
I don't know. It's lighter. They changed the Vibram outsole has some different, a little bit different. I forget what they call them, but like knobs on top of the actual or on the sides of the lugs. Okay. Supposed to increase the traction. I think the Hoka rep said like in their testing, it was like 20% better traction. I mean, I don't know how you quantify that, honestly. I mean, that seems a little interesting, but supposed to be better traction, lighter weight, a better fitting upper. The only thing I did notice that I'm not too keen on with Hoka is a lot of their shoes are going to that lay flat, thin tongue on the
Oh
shoe.
yeah,
I'm just
not a
not a
big
fan.
fan.
Not a fan.
Me neither. It's just it really the laces start to cut into the top of your foot. I don't
Yeah.
like that at all.
And it does lay flat, but all the ones I've tested so far, they all except for the Hokas and all, they all slide down into the shoe, and then your laces are rubbing your foot, and it's just not
Right.
comfortable on an Ultra.
Yeah, it is kind of shocking that a bunch of the companies have gone that way. It's like, don't they know? Aren't they getting this feedback from people that the lay flat? I mean, I know it saves weight. That's
Yeah,
probably the big reason, right?
yeah,
But I mean, I would rather have it be slightly heavier, especially for a trail shoe where speed isn't exactly the priority. I mean, maybe for the elites it is, but
yeah. I don't know.
for the average trail runner, speed is.
No,
I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, once again, we've got a few people in here that I think have just joined. I am Dan, the Ultra Dad, of course, here to watch the Western States 100 lottery. Looks like, of course, we have Ultra Trail Steven along with us. Thank you so much, Steven, for joining us. And I don't know what they're doing in there. I think they're just kind of talking about the statistics and things like that as far as your chances. I think everybody knows you have no chance to get in.
I mean, look at that. 8 years, 128 tickets.
Wow.
There's 18 people in the lottery this year with that many tickets. That's just crazy.
I think if I remember, it's a 70-something% chance you'll get
Yeah.
in.
I think that's Ryan this year. Doesn't Ryan have 8 years of tickets now or seven?
Yeah. So
He's
I
got a
was
pretty
going
good
to have to
chance.
maybe talk about it when he got in, but I think he has 8 tickets, I believe.
Wow.
So, and I know a couple other people have. I think Jameel Curry has 16.
Oh, wow.
Um,
16 is possible? Wow, that's crazy. That's
yeah.
like man.
Jeff Pelletier has. I thought I saw he only had 1, which is kind of shocking to me. I looked up some other names. I'm not sure. Like I was a little bit surprised that the Ginger Runner isn't in the lottery.
Well, he hasn't run many
Yeah,
ultra marathons in years. Like he just ran his
that's
first
true.
50K in like 2 years.
That's true. I think he went through some injuries too, and
Yeah. It's
I was
mental
also
health and yeah.
I was a little surprised Gary Robbins wasn't in it, but then again, he hasn't been running anything but
No.
down in Tennessee. So,
Yeah.
and he got injured, and I think he had surgery too. I think
He
he broke
did.
his back, I believe, or something. So,
I don't
or his
know.
hip, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was his head, a hip issue, I believe. But I know he's kind of doing his race directing thing, keeps him really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my good buddy Lee. He's got 1 ticket as well.
Does he?
A lot of people I know have got, the 1 ticket, maybe 2 tickets. So not much chance, but it'll be fun to watch everybody.
Of course, the super elites, I think they get invited to run, don't they? I mean, by sponsors, because I think the sponsors have a certain number of runners they can have in, right?
So the top 10 automatically get invited back, male and female. And then sponsors do have a certain number of sponsor slots that they can give to people as well. I'm not sure what that number is, but like I know somebody did the math and kind of checked Hoka's math when they published it on Facebook, and they said that there was like 10 slots that were unaccounted for in the math that they posted.
Really?
And they said, yeah, that's because, there's waiting on some previous top 10 people to accept the invite and some sponsor slots. So, yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Hey, there's Seth James Dormore. What's up, Seth?
Yeah. Hey, Seth. How's it going? Thanks for checking in. I had invited Seth to join us. He had some other things that he had to do today, but thanks again for checking in and commenting, man. I hope your Christmas tree shopping is going well with your kids. So, yeah, everybody definitely, if you have any questions or comments, join the conversation. Definitely put a comment down. We'd love to bring you in and chat with you and try to answer anything or just get into the conversation with you. I saw Christy Kari, as she was mentioning R&D costs. We're talking about shoes just a few minutes ago. I do think R&D is obviously very expensive, but I'm just not sure if it's really. I mean, I know with the carbon fiber, that's probably a pretty high cost, but if I had to guess, I think these companies are kind of in a little bit of cahoots. I think the prices are too high. I think they all know it. I think they will go down as we go along, I hope. But
I think companies out there like Atreyu They've got their grassroots kind of shoe company that has developed shoes that are pretty darn good, on a very cost-effective way, and they're not expensive. I mean, they raise the price a little bit, but it's like $85 for a pair of shoes that, they're not going to last you 600 miles, but you'll get 250 miles out of them. And they're RDing a trail shoe right now that I think is supposed to be out sometime in 2022. That looks pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So that'll be cool to see what happens there.
Have you tested out some of the Atreyu shoes? I can't remember.
I do. I have the Voyager. Their base model, basically. I have that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It's a great shoe for treadmill runs, or outside on pavement. Now, if it's on gravel, I wouldn't want to take that shoe. I mean, it's literally just an exposed EVA outsole the entire way. But it is a lightweight shoe, and it's a pretty fast shoe. Okay. So it's great for like 5Ks. Yeah, I would say too, I don't know if hopefully I'm not overstepping, Dan, but you mentioned if anybody has questions, I would just say that, it doesn't have to be Western states. We can talk anything, because this is going to be going on for a long time.
Yep.
So we can chat anything.
This was your idea, man. So it's kind of your show here. I mean, if for anybody who's listening now that hadn't heard earlier, Ultra Trail Steven, he actually had, this was his idea. And, we decided to use my channel because he has to jet out at some point for a previous something that was going on today. So, but yeah, this was his idea, and so anyway, it's a great idea. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. I'll probably boost the volume of the actual event here soon, I think, but some of these preliminary things I didn't think were very important.
Yeah.
Are they about to start drawing names? I don't know.
It might be getting close because they're, it's got the good luck thing there. Yeah, I'll have to leave a little bit early today because we've got our first meeting of a run club that we're starting here in our local town. We're meeting with the sponsors of the run club, and
that's cool.
People coming to hang out to kind of go over how it's going to work. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're really trying to grow the running community in this town because there really wasn't much of one here. I mean, there's a couple people that run, but there was never a group that would get together and go run. So we're really trying to grow that.
That's awesome, man. I've seen some of your videos from your events that you have. Of course, the event that you hold at your house. That's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah. You need to come down and run that, man.
Yeah,
come down and run it, dude. Actually, you know what? It was really cool. We got we're doing a relay in the race this year. We've got a 6-hour and a 12-hour relay option.
Oh, cool.
And I was thinking it'd be really cool to get like a YouTuber relay team going, Yeah,
man.
That'd be kind of neat. Get some running YouTubers down and do that.
I've told you that I want to get down there, and that could be a good option. Do you know what the date is?
Yeah, it's June 18th.
Okay.
June 18th. Yeah, we can make a weekend out of it. We can go hit up Frozen Head too while you're here.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. I want to check that out for sure.
Yeah. Looks like they've got that same screen pulled up that I've got pulled up here on Ultra Live, I believe, in the back there.
Oh, do they? Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Although mine looks a little bit different right now.
I can only do one screen share at a time, so
yeah.
But you might be able to screen share. I'm not sure.
I don't think I can since you're sharing, and I think it only allows one.
Okay.
That's no big deal though. This is just showing it's a static screen where this is a little more exciting here. Watching this. What is the trophy? Is that? I mean, they've never given trophy to people unless it just has people's names engraved on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Ryan knows.
Maybe he does. For everybody watching, looks like we got 37 people watching. Make sure you put in where you're watching from into the comments, and let us know how you're doing today. And if you have any questions, any thoughts on the Western States Lottery, definitely put it in the comments, and we'd love to bring you into the conversation.
I'm saying don't forget to give the video a like either.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like it, share it on social media.
I'm sharing it right now.
What'd you say?
I said I'm sharing it right now.
Oh, good job. I posted on Instagram and Twitter earlier this morning.
Yeah, I shared it. I went live on Instagram right before I came on here, and now I'm sharing it on Facebook as well. So hopefully we'll get some more folks in here.
Awesome. Oh, somebody's in the house. I don't know if you can see that, Steve.
No, I can't.
Okay. Let's bring him in if he's ready. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right.
Derek's got one ticket in. Nice. Well, good luck, Derek.
Yeah, good luck, man. I'll bring in special guest here in just a second once we get this.
Is she drawing the first name? It looks like she's drawing the first name here.
Yeah. It'll probably be the guy I'm about to bring in.
We got Shane watching from Pennsylvania. Nice. Salt Lake City, Nathan. Very nice.
Hey, what's going on? This is Ryan Clayton joining us, I think.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time there. Were you ready?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I was ready. I couldn't hear anything for a second, but yeah, we're good now. Oh, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. I was just filming some B-roll for some shoes.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome, man.
So yeah.
Do you think you should boost your volume a little? I can't hear you that well.
Yeah, I'm at pretty much max right now.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. At least on my headphones, I can hear them pretty clearly, really well.
Edit mic settings.
Ryan, do you know what that trophy is? Do they just engrave the winners' names on that trophy that she was showing?
Well, there's are you talking about the Cougar or the?
No, the cup.
Yeah. Not sure what it's called, but yeah, I think they have the winners' names on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So what races do you have coming up, Ryan?
Nothing right now.
No?
Nope. There's a race going on right now that I was like debating jumping into, but
which one is that?
Kind of glad I didn't. There's a 50K and a 50 mile.
Oh, nice.
Down in southern Indiana, and it's pretty awesome. Like I've done it several times, but
Jackson County, right?
Yes, Jackson County. But yeah, I'm just kind of taking it easy now. Trying to kind of heal some stuff up from my injury in October.
Totally understand that.
So
yeah, Ryan actually had some on one of his live streams. He had a couple of viewers trying to bait him into running again before the end of the year.
That's right.
They actually gave you money too. Are you refunding that money?
It'll go towards race fees in the future.
I'm just kidding.
Man, I'm not seeing the names drawn yet on that webpage. Are any of you seeing the names show up on the Ultra Live site? I keep getting like an error message every time I refresh it.
Yeah, I'm seeing names.
You are? Huh.
Yeah.
What browser are you using?
The lottery.wser.org.
Let me see. Say that again. What was the site you're using?
Lottery.wser.org.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I'll bring this up too at some point.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I was using a different one from what I got from their site. Oh, one of the guys with 128 tickets got picked.
Right.
That's
nice.
Good.
So you've got that right, Ryan?
No, I have 8 tickets.
Oh, 8 tickets.
Tickets, yeah.
I thought you had 8 years. Okay.
No, 4 technically 4 lottery entry years. So that gives me 8 tickets.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Are you guys hearing the broadcast or not? I don't know if I'm like.
No, I can hear it a little bit. Can you? I mean, maybe I need to boost that volume.
I can't hear it. I mean,
you can't.
Occasionally, I can hear like maybe a cheer in the background, but that's it.
Oh,
it's not a big deal.
All right. Well, let me see what I can do here.
We see the names coming up.
Yeah.
On the screen anyway. Yeah, I won't be able to stay too long. I can jump in and out throughout the day though. But yeah. You guys were talking about shoes and stuff. That's Hoka's got some pretty cool stuff coming out.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, they've got some really cool shoes. I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Steven was following the running event pretty closely.
Yeah.
And apparently there's been a bunch of new shoes. So
yeah, pretty excited about all that. I was just filming some B-roll. You guys were talking about carbon fiber plate shoes for the North Face Flight Vective. So
nice.
those are some pretty cool shoes, but pretty polarizing too. Not they don't work for a lot of people, but for the people that they do work for, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, didn't you say that you needed to really break them in? It took a while to get used to them.
Yeah. There's a few parts on them that you do have to kind of break in, and I almost like abandoned using them within the first like couple miles because they were like just kind of driving me crazy. But
wow,
broke them in, and they ended up being like one of my favorite trail shoes of the year. So
wow,
pretty sweet.
Man, look at that. There's 3 people already with 1 ticket has gotten in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Really?
It's crazy. And only 1 with 128 tickets. Sheesh. I think this year. Oh, wow. Yeah. This year there's 6,208. And I think not last year because there wasn't a lottery, but the year prior there was like 6,500 or 6,600. There's a few hundred less this year.
Yeah, 6,600 last year, and this year was 6,200. But for the last 3 years, it's been growing by almost 1,000 entrants. So they really, I think they really did a good job with adding in those new rules and helping out with just the craziness that's been happening in the last couple of years with the Western States Lottery.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, was that guy from this one guy from Australia? Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. Great Britain.
There were a total of what, 29,000 tickets? I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 29,724. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, like even people, I think there's like 500 and so people that were in my bucket of 8 tickets, and you still only have like a 4% chance. I don't know the rest of the percentages, but
it's better than my 1%.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2, so yeah, it's like 1.1.
Mm-hmm. You said you had 8%, right? Right, Ryan?
I thought it was somewhere around 4, but 8 tickets. I didn't really pay too much attention to the percentages because it's just like, whatever happens. But
I've already got my A goal race anyway lined up after Western States. It's just after it, but if for somehow I get incredibly lucky and get in, I'll obviously do Western instead of the Beaverhead 100K. But otherwise, that's the goal.
Nice. I'm also watching the Hard Rock Twitter feed, but they haven't tweeted since July, since the actual race day. But that's where all the names will be coming out for Hard Rock.
They do it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Do they just dump those names all at the same time, or do they?
No, they put them up like every. I think they draw like 5 at a time, and then they tweet.
Okay.
A tweet for every 5 people.
Huh.
What time does that start today?
I don't know. Like I thought it was around the same time, but they're kind of like quiet about it. It's not like live broadcasts or anything like that, but it's happening today at some point. So
okay.
I just have Twitter notifications on for the Hard Rock 100.
Yeah, unfortunately, account. I don't have a Hard Rock qualifier, so I was not in that lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Leadville lottery comes up soon too, doesn't it? I think it's December 18th, maybe, or
yeah,
I don't know. Like, it's soon.
The entry application process just opened up, so
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good that they do that after these 2 lotteries. Yeah. Because Leadville is a lot easier to get into than either of these races.
Yeah.
Even though it is still a lottery, they have like 800 people that they let in every year.
800.
Mm-hmm. It's a huge race.
Oh wow, I had no idea it was that big.
Yeah. Yep.
My buddy put in for that one. He's not watching, and or I'm sure his wife's not watching because she will kill him. But yeah, he put in for Western States. He registered for Beaverhead 100K. He put in for Leadville, and there's another race that he put in for. So if he gets into all of those by some stroke of luck, he's gonna have. He might be coming to sleep on my couch.
Nice. Yeah.
I want to mention Tyler Flaherty, I believe. He says, cool, what's up, guys? And Christy Kari is asking which one of us will host the Leadville lottery. So, I don't know.
Well,
I'm hosting this one.
I might not enter Leadville this year. I don't know. I want to start entering that at some point, but I don't know if this is the year to do it. I've got some other things planned for 2022.
Nice.
We've also got Shane Robinson and Nathan Williams in the chat from Pennsylvania and Salt Lake City. So, hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining.
Ryan, how long did your Cruel Jewel take? Wasn't it like 38, 39 hours?
Yeah, 39 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, I know that race is incredibly difficult with the elevation gain, but how do you think, just looking at the difference in, say, a 27, 28 hour no business 100 versus 39 hours, just that 10 hours difference of time, how do you think that affected your body as far as, did you have any kind of sleep monsters or hallucinations or any kind of thing like that?
No, like I had no hallucinations during Cruel Jewel that I can remember. It was pretty, I mean, it was really bad. Like the 39 hours was crazy because I got into the second night and then like deep into the second night. Because it started at noon on Friday.
Yeah.
And then it was in May, so you have about 8 hours or so of light. And then you go through a full night and then you get into the second day. And then that whole second day, you're like, just like, you're looking at the time and you're doing the math and you're like, yeah, I'm definitely going deep into the second night.
Yeah.
And at that point it was kind of like I just kind of accepted it and knew that the goal was to finish at all costs. The goal wasn't to have any specific time. So I actually feel like I closed like decently well compared to some of the other people that I knew I was around the rest of the day. Like the first half of the race, I was around, a group of people, and I closed a lot faster than a lot of them. So I actually feel pretty good about it. And a lot of it has to do with my pacer. John Truelove he was really great.
Yeah.
He was helping me out a lot, just keeping me motivated and keeping me going.
Sorry to interrupt. It looks like Leonard Martin got selected. Pick number 40.
Oh, nice.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's right. We're going.
I know, right?
40 picks in. Yeah, but like the recovery was, it definitely took a couple weeks to kind of get back to like a regular sleep schedule and all that.
Yeah.
And then it was, I think the Cruel Jewel took a lot longer to recover from than No Business.
Well, that's, more than twice the elevation.
Yeah. Over twice. I think, my watch for No Business had like 12,500 feet and it was like 30,000 for Cruel Jewel. And I don't know, like everyone's watch was a little bit short. Like they advertise it at 33,000. And I don't know, just like what watches do when they get, like when they've been running for 40 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate they are at that point, but yeah, it was awesome. Like it was one of those experiences where my friend Matt and I were talking about it afterwards, and we were just like, like before this, there's a lot of things that you're just like not sure about. Like you're like, can I do this one? I don't know. Is this one too hard? I don't know. But like after doing Cruel Jewel, we're like legitimately, we did one of the hardest races out there.
Yeah.
And we finished, and it's like, that's just a pretty cool feeling. Like to look at like the races that are out there and be like, wow, like we finished a really, really tough one.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
I was asking because I've never gone further than 27 or longer than 27 hours. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of the races I'm wanting to do in 2022 is a 48-hour race. So I'm really looking to push myself there and just see how that sleep deprivation affects after 30 hours of running. It'll be a unknown. It'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole new world. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like the difference of, because I've done a handful of hundreds that were under 30 hours and then a handful that were over 30 hours and plus, and it's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
At least in my situation, like my experience through it was totally different. In it, yeah, I think everyone should try some of these like really hard ones. And I think everyone should try like seeing what their body does like past 35 hours. So I've done 2 that were right around 34 hours, and then Cruel Jewel was 39, and then I've done a couple that were under 30. So yeah, it's good. I mean, it's a different experience for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm sure, going for the race that I'm looking at is just a loop course.
Mhm.
So it's not anything crazy, and it's fairly flat. I think when I did 100 miles there before in 24 hours, it was right at 5,000 feet of elevation gain. So, I mean, it's pretty darn flat.
Yeah.
But just that 48 hours is going to be interesting to see strategy as far as, naps and sleeping and just how that plays in. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. I know it's going to be a big challenge for sure.
Yeah. And my thing with sleep in these types of races is like when I'm hiking, that's actually when it is harder to stay awake.
Okay.
So some of these longer like mountain races, it's like it kind of like compounds the whole problem, because when I'm getting tired, like if I start running, I can stay awake. But if I'm hiking, I start dozing. Like, and one of the worst times that this happened, where I was like legitimately sleepwalking for a long time, off and on, was when I was pacing my friend John at Leadville. And like I was crewing him for the first half, and then I paced the second half. And when we got back to the power line climb, it was like in the middle of the night, and like all of us had been up, and like I didn't get any sleep like during the day because I was like helping crew. And so we got to that point, and it was like super cold, and we were hiking, and the power line climb took a long time, and I just was like falling asleep, like completely asleep, and like stumbling and like swaying and falling over to the side, and like it was like I couldn't do anything about it because like we were just hiking up this like massive deep climb, and like it was just going so slow. My heart rate was so low because of the grade and the time of the race. Like like I was like, obviously I was pacing, so I was more fresh than John, my runner, so I was going at his pace. But it was just like, yeah, it was crazy. That was the worst though. That was the worst I've ever experienced.
Oh, we got someone from Ohio, man. I thought that was me.
Nice.
Looks like Tyler's training he got his first ticket at Bandera. Nice.
Yeah, that's where I got my first qualifier.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
That's a pretty neat little race.
Yeah, what were you guys' qualifiers?
Go ahead, Dan.
The Mohican 100. I finished it twice now, so I can't remember which one I used, but yeah.
Nice.
So for me, my first ticket was the Georgia Death Race in 2019. And I actually have 3 qualifiers, but because of COVID, one of them doesn't count because, they gave that 2-year window. So I had no business, but that doesn't count. And then this year I had the Laurel Highlands 100K or 70 miler, but that was my second.
Nice.
I assume you used Cruel Jewel, Ryan?
Yeah, I think, that's what I used. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with qualifiers. I don't know how long 100Ks are going to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many hundreds out there now that are meeting the requirements of finishers and difficulty. It'll be interesting. I really think in the next few years that we may see the No Business 100 become a golden ticket race potentially. That's just my personal. That's just my personal thinking, just because what that race has done and Hoka's involvement with it, and some conversations I've had. I think that'll be a few years down the line.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll be neat. We need something like that on the East Coast because, I mean, really, I'm trying to think, is there even a golden ticket race on the East? Is Eastern States? No, no, it's not.
It's because golden tickets have to be 100Ks, right?
No.
No.
No? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
But Bandera might be the one that's furthest east.
Really?
I mean, it's San Antonio.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other. Well, no, there have to be. There have to be.
Yeah, there's got to be. I'll have to pull the list or something.
We got UTMB, which is overseas, but then we got Black Canyon, the Canyons, Bandera, Tarawera, that's in New Zealand, Javelina 100, golden ticket. So yeah, there's 1, 2, 3 that are outside the US and 4 inside the US.
And none further east than Texas, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that though. Like,
no,
I think a golden ticket race should, in my opinion, should be the terrain and conditions should be pretty similar to the actual race, in my opinion. Like, I think the like GDR was always a weird one to me because it's like conditions, terrain, so different than Western states.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think if you want to pull in some of these like elite runners, I think you put them on courses that are similar to what they're going to be racing on race day to see like who can really be a front runner in those same conditions. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't have a huge problem, especially if you're if you're racing for a golden ticket, like you can travel a little bit. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
UTMB is an interesting one.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself.
That's just like kind of like out of left field. Like, as far as that's the one that like doesn't match up with the rest of them.
Well, even Tarawera isn't very similar to Western states as far as the terrain and climate goes. Yeah.
If you're watching the live stream, I'd like you to definitely comment if you can hear what's going on with the actual lottery. Because I boosted the volume, I can hear it just fine, but it sounds like Steven and Ryan may not be able to hear it still.
I think we're hearing it through your microphone.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it very well at all. It's very quiet.
Oh, that might be the case. Wonder if there's some way I can make that work. Bear with me.
Because you're just sharing your screen, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a huge deal. I mean, we're seeing the names pop up and everything.
Derek says he was sleepier pacing somebody in the middle of the night versus being the one racing too.
That's definitely been my experience when I've been pacing, like, because your body is not like you're so much more fresh. And so the difference between your potential versus what you're actually running, like when you're in the middle of 100 and you're in the middle of the night, like a lot of times you're close to your potential. Like you could probably go faster, but you are pushing it. But when you're pacing, you're like way below your potential. And so your body is just like, what are we doing out here? Like, why are we going for a walk in the middle of the night? Like we should be sleeping.
Oh, nice. Michael got in. I know Michael. Man, these one ticket guys, got 11 one tickets and 11 8-ticket guys. 13, 16 tickets. Man.
I was looking for the I think it's on Western States website, but the percentages, like they ran like all the simulations, and it came up with like what they estimated, like how many people from each bucket would get picked. I can't find that page anymore. I think it might be on their Twitter.
I feel like I saw that on Facebook actually.
Yeah, I am not on Facebook anymore. I mean, my account is there, but
yeah. Only thing I get on it for basically is to share my YouTube videos. Ooh, that's a
Oh,
scream
somebody's
there. I heard
happy.
that. Yeah, I heard that. Andy Kameda. Okay. I can hear that there. Are you holding your microphone up to it, Dan?
I just I brought the speaker up closer to it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So I found the percentages. So they ran 100,000 simulations, and out of the 3,000 plus entrants that have one ticket, 38 will be selected based off of these simulations.
Interesting.
And we're already at 11. That's actually right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw those simulations the same ones you're looking at too earlier. And that includes the waiting list too. That's why I think you have an 8% chance.
Oh yeah, right.
Because it includes 75.
That's right. Yeah, I'm looking at it now with the 8 ticket bucket has an 8.8% chance of getting in. 45 people will be selected, and we're at 15 right now. Wow, these simulations were really they're really
right?
close.
I saw too that it looks like over the previous years, it looks like they usually go about, I'd say on average, about 35 people deep into the wait list as far as pulling people out of the wait list every year.
Mm-hmm.
At least for the years they posted, it was like the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for some reason, I thought I saw that they had gone all the way through it. Maybe I misread that.
Yeah, I think the furthest they went back once was like maybe 39.
Okay.
Although maybe for last year, the last year's race might have gone all the way through it because of COVID. But I think prior years were usually in the 34 to 38, I think.
Hey, Kelly Benedetti, thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's up, Kelly?
Kelly, do you live in Boston or New York? I think one of the big cities on the East Coast, right? I may be wrong. I see you on Ryan's live streams all the time.
I saw Seth was on here earlier too, and he's going Christmas shopping. That's what I'm doing later too. Yeah.
We are done with our shopping, man. With some of the, empty shelves and things, we decided to jump on it right away.
Yeah.
Well, we just need a tree. We always we've had a fake tree for I don't know, 12 or 13 years or something, and it finally last year it was only half the lights lit up, and it was just it was such a sad tree, and it was leaning. We couldn't get it to go straight up and down, and so we were okay, it's lived a good life, we need to get a new one. But and then we were okay, Black Friday should have some pretty good sales on Christmas trees, right? No, they're twice the price.
Oh wow.
So we were I don't think we want to spend $500 on a Christmas tree. So
that guy that I said, Michael DeBova, that got in, I don't know if anybody even remembers him, but he actually won the Barkley Fall Classic a couple years back.
Oh, wow.
In a blistering time too, something under 9 hours. It was fast. So I'm curious about what his qualifier was. He only had one ticket, so I don't know what it was, or that'd be interesting.
Might be one to watch.
Nice. Someone that's been in the lottery for 6 years just got in.
Yeah.
Person from Fayetteville, Arkansas, Matthew Myers.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Is that ticket. 2 Pittsburgh, PA people right in a row?
Oh wow, yeah. Look at that.
And another Ohio.
Yep.
I always wonder about the people that have one ticket. I'd like to know, is this their very first time ever in the lottery, or have they been running hundreds for 20 years, but they just took a few years off,
We got our first Swedish runner, right?
Do you guys see the stream right now, or did it blank out on you?
It just blanked out.
Shoot.
It's been doing that off and on though. Now it's back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Eric Fritz, that name sounds familiar.
I think we got this person, Orlin Hopper. I think that's a dupe. Yep.
Where in the world? Hallstahammar, Sweden.
Sweden.
Guys, we're a third of the way through almost. From Fort Collins, Colorado, Colleen Weitzel.
Wonder which state will be the most picked this year.
Yeah, we'll see.
California.
Probably.
From Squamish, BC, Canada, Adam Harris, 32 ticket down.
Hey Kelly, I'm curious, how many tickets do you have in the lottery? And I didn't really do anything for good luck today. I did go on a trail run this morning, just a short 3-miler.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I can't run right now. Mac's injured, and yeah.
You've had a tough run at it this year. Both of you been injured this year.
Yeah, 2021 has not been good for me.
He's my hometown. We're going to have to go find him. Bay City, Michigan. The first Michigan runner, I believe. Moglis Shankool.
We got somebody from Null. So what
All right,
race?
guys, well, I'm gonna have to jump off here. But if I get picked, I'll come back on. Or maybe
right,
I'll
man.
just come
Thanks
back
for
on
joining.
later.
Well, hopefully we'll see you then.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I thought Matt. I thought this was my friend, but it's spelled different.
Oh no.
Matt Meldy. Oh my gosh.
Is he also? Is your friend also from Colorado?
Yeah, but
Oh wow.
wrong city.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, it's one letter different.
You sure that's not just a misspelling?
I don't know. Maybe
Better text him.
one letter different.
Sorry to hear about that,
I know,
Adam.
but I know he's in. I know he's in the lottery. Oh my gosh. I hope he got in, but just spelled his name wrong when he applied.
Somebody just got in from the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kelly says she's right. She knows 2021 made 2020 look good. Yeah, running wise, man, 2020 was a good year for me, but this year I had the bad ankle sprain back in March, took me out for like 6 weeks, and I had the periostitis, took me out for like another 6 weeks, and now my back, it's just ugh.
Is that
Feel
why you
you,
got
Adam. What?
Is that why you got into the biking, Steve?
Yeah, that's why I bought my bike, was because of the ankle sprain. I was trying to still do something active, not lose all my fitness.
I think I may know Jacob.
That name sounds familiar. Jacob
What city in
Conrad.
Ohio?
Worcester?
First Washington, D.C.
Worcester,
Maybe
Ohio?
not.
Trevor Bain.
Trevor Bain, I know that name. Oh, wait, that's a NASCAR guy.
And it is. So we're back into Deutschland from Sonneberg, Germany. Jargen Stark. Jargen Stark. It's kind of funny printed out.
It's fun. It's funny to listen to them try to pronounce people's names. How would you say that? Good grief. That's got like a...
Jurgen Stark.
I know.
Before you go, Ryan, have you given any
Well, I'm
more thought to your
texting
races
my
next
friend
year?
to see. I'm texting my friend. I wonder if they just spelled his name wrong, like when they put it into the.
They must have, right? If it's
live
only a letter
stream.
off.
Oh my gosh! It's one
Well, the
letter
city's
off.
different too, though. But gosh, I hope it's him. That'd be awesome.
How many tickets do you have?
I'm checking. I just texted him.
It says 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
incredible.
sounds about right. I bet he got in. I bet they spelled his name wrong on the live stream.
That's awesome.
That'd be really cool. Hopefully so. Hey, Adam Anderson, how did you sprain your ankle? What happened there?
It's a really cool thing. Maybe you can't run 100 miles on one day, but you can certainly do it over several weeks. And Paulo started that, and it's been a raging success. So good job there, buddy. You want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me here again. I am so excited to pick a few of you guys.
Who is this?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
Hey, if you're not in the audience, we'll just put it back.
They need to put some captions in there. I mean, like name captions.
Yeah.
I would invite every one of you to come by the store afterwards. It's 2 blocks after.
So we got a few extra people signing on. Once again, I'm Dan the Ultra Dad. Thanks for joining the live stream. Watching the Western States 100 lottery along with Ryan Clayton and Ultra Trail Steven. Thank you guys for
up?
joining.
What's going on, everybody?
I think Ryan's about to leave, but so that's kind of awkward, but oh well.
No, I'll stay around for a couple minutes. Okay, Hard Rock just tweeted that they are setting up the lottery. Grab a cup of coffee and we'll be starting in a few minutes. Okay.
There we go.
That's the one that I think I still have like less than 1% chance because there's like what did I say? Like almost there's like over 1,000 people or 2,000 people trying to get like 48 spots.
48. Wow. How many people did they let in the race?
Even less than that because they had some holdovers from last year, I think. So
how many people normally run Hard Rock like every year? What do they allow?
I think it's like 146 or 145.
Okay.
It has to do with the permits and it has to do with the fact that they try to keep it small like that so that they can provide a better experience. But then also it's definitely a graduate level race. And so they want to not have so many people out there on the trails.
Yeah.
In case something goes wrong.
Yeah, they actually recently posted some updated stats on that on Hard Rock on their website for the current lottery. They gave like 2 examples of what chances you had. I think they gave like a 4 ticket and a I don't know, some other ticket 32 or whatever it is. But I think it was right on with what you have, Ryan, and I think you have like less. Yeah, it's like around 1%. But
yeah, it's one of those races where it's like it would literally be winning the lottery if you got in. Any of the people that get into the never category, it's pretty crazy. But if you do get in, you have to finish so that you can get into the next lottery,
right?
Or the next bucket,
right?
Because there's a bucket of people that have never finished, 1 through 4 finishers, and then 5 years and up finishers.
Oh wow!
And once you get into that, there's only like
the veteran finish.
The veterans. There was like 45 people that applied for 35 spots this year in the veterans. So you keep going back every year almost.
You're golden when you get into that group. It almost makes you wish that, at least makes me wish I would have started getting into the lottery like 10 years ago. You know, when I was in my 30s, or you know. Because now it's just going to be really, really hard to ever get into Hard Rock.
Yeah. Oh, Adam says
I'm not sure I'm going to try. I don't know. Like,
looks like Adam. Sorry, it looks like Adam says he stepped on a rock. I asked him how he sprained his ankle. He said he fell into a ravine. Hopefully that was not a big fall, but sprained his ankle. Hopefully that heals up for you, Adam. I know how tough and frustrating it is dealing with ankle injuries.
Okay, so Jacob Conrad does last person standing races and does a good job. Apparently does well.
Yeah.
It's from KM Junior Mint 5. I love that one.
Another San Diego runner, 64 ticket person, Edward.
Oh man.
Well, it showed up before he even said it. I saw his name before they even announced it this time.
There must be some delay.
Yeah.
So any updates, Ryan, on your friend, Matt?
No, he hasn't texted back, but I would have a hard time believing that they spelled his name wrong and got the city wrong.
Yeah.
But it's so close. Like, I mean, he lives in Colorado too, but I don't know. I texted him. He's probably out for a run. That's what I need to go do. I need to go for a run, get some stress out.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's not that like I don't know if I'll be obviously super excited if I get in, but it's also not a big disappointment if I don't.
Yeah,
right.
You know, a lot of people are like get really, really disappointed when they don't get into, especially the Western States lottery. There's so much talk over the next week. There's going to be so much negative talk about how the lotteries are unfair and how they should, you know, the ticket system is like bogus and they should, like, everyone should have a fair shot. And it's just like, I just try to tune everything out over the next week or two. Because it's like, it is what it's their race. Like, this is how they want to run it.
Like you said, it is what it is. I mean, it's just like,
yeah. if you don't like, if you don't want to go through the process, then don't. I mean,
Right.
there's hundreds of great races out there. But
Oh, I know there's so many awesome races out there that people can do, and
Mhm.
they don't have lotteries. And
Right.
Western States is awesome, and everybody wants to do it at one point. But yeah, it's definitely not anything to lose sleep over and stress over if you don't get in.
Mhm.
Oh, we got another person that was there, huh?
Oh, awesome! Look, he could look a little more excited, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, he's freaking out right now because
Oh, yeah.
he knows he needs to start running.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah.
he needs to like get on a nutrition plan and a sleep plan and a strength plan and hire a coach. Yeah.
Wow, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe are here from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh,
Oh.
Louisville.
Laker.
Kentucky.
Josh, who?
It's close.
I
Only
know.
an hour and a half away.
If they say Deer Lodge, Tennessee, then there's no chance it's not me. So
Okay. All right.
Alexander Humanetsky.
From Truckee.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that where Western States is?
No,
no.
it's like a 15 to 20 minute drive from the start line.
I think that's where a lot of people stay, right?
That's where you stay. That's like a ski resort town, and so there's like hundreds of Airbnbs and all that. That's where I've stayed the last couple times.
How many times have you been out pacing? Was it twice?
Pacing once, filming once.
Okay.
So I've been out there the last two races. There was a year off in 2020, but yep.
Are you thinking you'll go back this year, Ryan?
I think so. Yeah. If I'm not running, then hopefully some sort of project that I'm working on. There's
Right.
a couple irons in the fire right now, but everyone's just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's cool. Well, it'll certainly it'd be fun to watch whatever you can put out from that. It's always
Thanks,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
64 ticket person.
Yeah.
That's good. So we're like halfway through. It looks like we are the one ticket bucket is pretty much right on what the simulations have said up to this point. Yeah, everything's like right on. It's amazing how these computer simulations are
I know, right?
like so on.
Someone from Forest Hill just got
Oh, nice.
selected.
Wow.
That's
Very cool. Very cool.
It's kind of random.
It's like how many years has that guy been on the street watching people go by,
Yeah. It's like, I better run the darn thing.
Yeah. He's got 32 tickets, though, so.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nope.
Who was that they pulled up? Is that him? The Dave Hope?
It's awesome.
Yeah, Dave's one of those guys who can count on to get a tree out or clear the trail when you're in a pinch, get things going. So good that he's in. Go ahead, man.
Nice.
Keep it up.
Unfortunately, the 8 ticket bucket, which I'm in, is falling behind.
Oh.
We should have a couple more in there by now. It's all good.
How about the 2 ticket bucket?
So we've got 10 and projected is 24. So they're a little bit behind as well.
Yeah.
So that was 118. It's 2 more.
128. They're ahead of schedule. 64 tickets are way behind. They should have about 5 more.
Oh, wow.
With 16 tickets, Chris Wright. All right, last one, Paulo. Make it good.
He's getting in there. That's good, though.
That's a Bay Area person. 32 tickets.
California.
Valley. Fred Leach.
Any chance either of you are going to make it out to Hard Rock this year to watch or film?
I mean, there's a chance, but don't have any plans right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
Yeah. Not to run it, but to I hope you do. I hope you run it, Ryan. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be, I don't know. Like I mean, personally, there is a very healthy amount of fear for both of these races. And so I'm okay with not getting into either of them because I know that like in my my journey as far as training for 100 milers and running 100 milers and executing them, like I still have so much to learn. And like I would love, I mean, obviously would love to run either of these races, but I also want to give them both like a fair shot. So I don't know. I would be okay if another couple years went by and I did another handful of races to train and just go see other places in the country. Like,
Coke. So he actually came up.
I was really had a good time training this year for the Indiana Trail 100 because there's a lot of this is a different type of training than I'd done before. A lot of flat training, which was interesting.
To celebrate our return.
Quick shout outs to my brother, Will. He just joined us, and he just actually did a 25K this morning.
Awesome.
I'm curious to see how he did. And then also Jeff Pelletier just logged in. Apparently his friend Adam Harris, who you may have seen from some of his videos, just got in.
Oh, that was him. Nice.
Just got into Western States.
I remember hearing them say the Squamish guy, so that's awesome.
Yeah, he went up and ran the Fat Dog course with Adam. I think they ran Fat Dog a bunch of years ago, or like maybe 6-7 years ago. But they went and just ran the course during COVID. That was a pretty cool video that he posted. Especially since I just attempted Fat Dog a couple of years ago and DNF'd, but it was a beautiful, beautiful course up there in is it EC Manning or BC? No, I think it's EC Manning State Park up there in Canada, near Vancouver.
Oh, cool. I didn't know Magna was president of GU.
Because she won Western States in 2015. That was actually my first year coming.
Sounds like Jeff's going to join us in a few minutes when he's done eating breakfast.
Whoa.
Behind our time.
John
Vancouver.
Kelly just got into Hard Rock.
Oh, really? Very cool.
That's awesome.
Number 15.
Woo.
John Kelly from Barkley Marathons.
Yep.
Oh, he did?
That's very cool. That's awesome.
Wow, that's great. How many tickets did he have? I wonder.
He was in the never category. I don't know how many tickets he had though.
Oh man, he's going to be. I think he can go out and win that thing.
He could certainly do well. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! So the first 5 tickets pulled for Hard Rock were 4 of them were from the never.
No way.
Wow.
The race weekend, we diverted 37 pounds.
And you're on the Twitter feed?
Yeah, I'm not trying to hijack the Western States.
No, you're fine.
Hey, it's all good.
It's all, we can talk about both, right? It's news.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Get a good tequila sponsor at the aid stations. What's that? Margaritas? Yeah, there you go. Good. Nice. I like it. All kinds of good puns up here. Margaritas. All right. Oh, you want me to do the... Yeah, so I was just going to announce before we go, and let's see that you pull some names, that the Silver Legend Award was chosen earlier. I was not on that committee, but
so Brian Baston is giving a shout out to Shane Taragawa. Sorry. Sorry for butchering that name. And Amber says that'll be cool to see John Kelly crush it. Yeah, I mean, Kelly, I mean, he's an incredibly talented adventure runner, I guess I'd say.
Yeah,
right?
mountain adventure stuff. That's his. That'd be really neat to see how he does.
Does he still live in England, or did he move back?
He's still in England.
Okay.
I don't know. If you could do as good as Paulo, you'll be killing it. Yeah. All right. First name.
Here we go. Back to the drawing.
A 64 ticket guy, Jason Kuman. Yeah. Okay. So we're about halfway through the 233.
233. Oh, that must be the people in the audience, I guess.
I don't know why I said 233.
Yeah.
32 ticket person from San Bruno, California, Matt Ward.
Wow.
Definitely lots of California people.
I don't know if he's here.
It's rigged. I'm telling you.
Just passed out at home.
I thought that person was there with that screen. But I guess it's just for California.
Yeah.
Okay, from France again, from Serre, France. Jean
Back to France.
Munoz. Yeah, 8 tickets.
So we've got a few extra people logging in here, and if you have any questions, comments, definitely make sure you excuse if I can talk. Make sure you mention it in comments. We'd love to answer any questions about the Western States 100 or Hard Rock 100. We're talking about that. That lottery is currently going down as well.
So what's next for you, Dan? What race do you have on the calendar?
You're asking me? Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. Yeah.
Siri just activated on my laptop, so I couldn't hear anything. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'll be doing. I'm hoping to do the Zion 100K
Nice.
in April, and then hopefully I haven't signed up for it yet. And then I'm definitely going to go out to Colorado, and I'm going to do the Never Summer 100K at the end of July. So
very cool. So
and
you
then
had to.
I still want to do a 100 miler at some point. I'm not sure when. Maybe the Indiana Trail 100, although I'm not sure exactly what the date is on that.
Beginning of October.
Oh, we should be in pretty good shape then for that.
Nice.
So I guess you had to pull your name from the Beaverhead.
Yeah, that's right. We should chat about that. So I was originally going to run the Beaverhead 100K with Steven, but unfortunately my son had a lacrosse tournament scheduled right on the same weekend, which was, yeah. My son's probably on the live stream right now.
Well, good luck in the lacrosse game.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I love watching him play. I just
miss
the conflict.
Yeah, we'll miss you out there for sure, but definitely understandable. Family first.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Back to Spokane, we might have had this one. Washington, Brandon Benefield.
Yeah,
so Ryan's been keeping us updated on some of the stats with the number of people drawn from each different category with the number of tickets. Just a quick update though, Ryan. Where are we at with 1 ticket people?
We've got 20 selected so far, and they're simulated at 38 selected.
18 more. Okay.
That's pretty on as far as projections go. Like they're really close.
2 tickets, Kimberly Hoth.
Another Pittsburgh, PA.
Wow, that's the third, isn't it?
At least. There's a Philadelphia, PA right down there too, but yeah, at least 3 from Pittsburgh.
From Springo, Pennsylvania, Neil Barnaba.
They must have quite a trail running community out there in Pittsburgh.
Another one in PA too, right there. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't seen anybody.
Comment from is it Ewan Connor from Ireland. Thanks for tuning in. You have 1 ticket. I hope you get selected.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I got a question from Amber too. So what's the black box below the blue box on the Western State screen? It says 0 of 75. Black box between. Oh, that's the wait list.
Yep, that's the wait list.
So after they draw all the 220 names, they'll then draw 75 people to put on the wait list.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. I think I left you hanging there. We are about to bring in Jeff Pelletier. Of course, Jeff. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your last name. I might be.
I always feel like I butcher his last name.
There he is. Close
enough. Close enough. Hey
Jeff?
guys, how's it going?
What's up, Jeff?
Exciting. Eh?
How was your breakfast?
It was good. I had kind of a late night, so I'm getting a later start. Although it's 9:15 here on the West Coast, so don't judge me too bad.
Not at all, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
my
your
buddy
buddy
Ad.
Adam just got in,
Yeah,
huh?
he just got in. Like you said, he's been in a bunch of my films, and actually we did the Tahoe Rim Trail together. I have a film on my channel about that. And at the end, we go to the start of Western States and sort of catch it a bit. So
Oh, nice.
cool for him. I just texted with him, and said he had another race lined up already, but he's like, obviously, I'm going to cancel that. Do Western instead. So, yeah,
Oh, we got
he's pretty excited.
Kofuzi's in the chat too.
Maybe I'll get to pace him.
Oh, that'd be
Hey,
awesome.
what's going on, Kofuzi?
What's up?
We were just talking about your running event coverage, Kofuzi. Loving the stuff coming out of there. So Jeff, we're all eagerly waiting for your desert adventure video.
Yeah, I've been working hard. I have a lot of footage. It's a multi-day race, obviously, but I was there for over 3 weeks. So I've got a lot of stuff from before and after.
Nice.
And so I'll be putting out a series of videos, I think. I'm going to try doing sort of possibly up to like 8 episodes, maybe. Just kind of
awesome.
Nice.
over a couple months. Yeah.
That's going to be great.
So instead of like a 2-hour film, I'll do like, 8 20-minute films. That might be more digestible, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I like your 2-hour ones too, man.
I got mixed. Some people I think like the longer stuff, and then other people were like, And also, if I look at the engagement rates, I think people were digesting it in chunks because the engagement was much lower, even though the views were high. So I got a feeling people aren't sitting and watching for over an hour. They might be watching it in 20 to 30-minute chunks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try it this time. Try this other format and see how it works out.
Nice. That'll be awesome.
So I've got just 1 ticket in Western States Lottery. So I don't think I'm getting in this year. My girlfriend Audrey has 2.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
I don't know what that was. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm right there with you. I guess Audrey, I've got 2, and Dan said he's got 1 ticket. So yeah, we're all not very hopeful.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm about to lose a bunch of battery. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, and what about Hard Rock? Do you guys, Ryan, are you in the Hard Rock lottery?
Yes, and I've got that pulled up here too. That just started. They've picked about, 25 people so far. I have 4 tickets in the Hard Rock lottery.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, because that one was canceled 2 years in a row. So
yeah, I don't have a qualifier for the first time in quite a few years. So
yeah.
Did you see, Jeff, that John Kelly got selected?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Him and Francois Dane are going to be right up front probably. That's going to be awesome.
That'll be great to see Francois.
Sabrina Stanley, obviously she's back in it. Yeah.
Old school today. So I'm telling you, I don't even know what swag is. I thought she said swagger.
Anyone know who this is?
No.
Oh, he's got the buckle. That's a different.
So do you guys ever wear your buckles from races? Have you bought a belt that can fit a big buckle like that?
I wear it for like a week after the race, so that's about it.
I only got 2, so nope.
Yeah, I have a belt that can fit them, but I don't know. I'm always like, I'm gonna wear it today, like to some event or something, and I just never do. Like I wore which one? I think I wore my Run Rabbit Run buckle at Western States, one of the events a couple years ago when I went. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really wear them a whole lot.
No, that's the only time I wear them too. Is like a running event.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because sometimes they call it out. But there's one here in Vancouver. It's a trail running film festival that they put on once a year, and Ian Jackson, who hosts it, he always calls out like who's got a belt buckle and makes everybody stand up and show it.
Nice.
So that's pretty much the only time I wear them. But I had to go, and I think I went to like a Western store, like a cowboy store that was like almost like a tourist shop, just to find a belt that could fit one.
I had to find one on Amazon.
Yeah.
But it's like if you wear it out in public, no one knows what it is.
No.
And no one wears them like that anymore. And you're just like, I don't know.
And it's under your shirt anyway, usually. So
yeah, like what do I do? Do I tuck the shirt in? Do I? Yeah.
If you want more.
How many buckles do you have, Jeff? You've got to have a bunch, right?
I have them here actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6.
Wow.
Nice.
But the European races don't give you a buckle, unfortunately. They give you like a shirt, usually like a jacket or something. I actually wish they would give you a buckle.
Yeah,
pretty much
It's uniquely North American thing,
Okay.
I think, for races.
Nice.
Yeah.
I pretty
So
much
you
only wear mine to, like, if I go to race register packet pickups or things like that, I'll wear my buckle there. And I actually got my belt made by another ultra runner locally who makes leather products, and so that was pretty cool to support him. And he made a nice belt.
Nice.
32 ticket person from West Hills, California, Charles Proctor.
There's a race I did. Shoot, which one was it? Sorry, actually, I've got the buckle here. Oh yeah, it was I Am Tough. That's what it was. I Am Tough down in Idaho. If I remember correctly, I think it was that one. They alternated the direction of the race each year, and so the idea was you'd have to do it both directions to really be a completist. And the first time you got the buckle, the second time you got the belt.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool. I
I'm not
almost
sure if
ran I'm
they
Tough
still do
last
that.
year, but it didn't work out.
It's a good race. Yeah, it's fun.
So, Jeff, you said you only have one ticket. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you've ran many more hundreds than that, but what race is your one ticket?
It's from the Quebec Mega Trail in August this year.
Oh,
So,
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
That was a
so
good video.
unfortunately, like last year with no races, obviously that was a bust. And then the year before, the
Mm.
2 years before that were my two 200 milers in Europe,
Uh-huh.
in the Alps. So neither of those were Western qualifiers.
Mm.
And only Tour de Jean was a hard rock qualifier. So TDG got me an entry into hard rock in whatever that, I guess 2020 lottery. I can't remember. And then unfortunately I haven't run a hard rock qualifier in a couple of years. So I'm gonna have to prioritize that this year, because hard rock's really my goal race. I'd love to run Western as well, but hard rock
Yeah.
is really the one that I've been focused on for years.
What races in Canada are qualifiers?
The
Fat Dog.
Fat Dog. Yeah,
Fat Dog,
is.
yeah.
And I think there might be another one. I think there might be one in the Rockies, like maybe one of the ones that like Sinister or something might be.
I don't think Sinister is.
No? Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe just hard rock then. I'm sorry, Fat Dog.
Nice.
Yeah, and Fat Dog is kind of like, we call it like our Canadian hard rock. It doesn't have the altitude, but it's got a similar terrain. It's kind of hard to compare to hard rock, really. Nothing really compares outside of the Alps, I think.
Still 120 though, man. That 120 miles, that's tough.
The extra distance. So, and I don't know if you guys know the story with the Fat Dog 120 miler, but it was actually originally called the Fat Dog 100 miler. And the first year they ran it, they thought it was 100 miles. And we'll just say that by about halfway through the course, crews and pacers were a little confused as to why the runners were coming in so late into each checkpoint. And then the next year they started calling it the Fat Dog 120 miler.
Nice.
That's funny.
They kind of screwed that one up the first year. And then when I ran it, I managed to run closer to 130 miles, like an idiot. So,
oh man,
it's,
You and Adam
it's a
both
fun
ran that
course
together, right?
Adam, I think, has actually maybe run it twice. He's definitely run it once, though. Yeah. That's sort of like it's one of our local races where it's sort of, you always know a few people running it, right? So you're usually out there crewing or pacing or just cheering. So it's sort of a local staple race.
When I ran it 3 years ago, I remember seeing Gary Robbins down there. I think he was just supporting a friend. He wasn't running the race, but he doesn't know me from Adam, so I didn't say hi, but I probably should have. He's a nice guy. Yeah,
Gary's a super approachable guy. Yeah, I think whenever you see Gary, go say hi. And he loves to meet new people, and he likes it when people come up and say hi for sure. And the only challenge with Fat Dog now is it's becoming one of these races that it's either forest fires or smoke from, say, forest fires down south has jeopardized it a couple times now. So it's one of these races where it's right there in the middle of August when I got a feeling long term some of these races are going to have to reschedule. I think there's going to be a few weeks in there where we just can't have races in certain areas. Like that's a very dry area of the Northern Cascades. So I don't know. I think there were at least 2 years it was canceled in the last 4. So it's really been a challenge.
Yeah, Tahoe 200 just had to move their date because of fires.
They got devastated, didn't they?
Years. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeff, you mentioned you did the I'm Tough 100 in Idaho. What are the trails like there in Idaho?
I remember them being fairly sort of runnable. That course, half the course is sort of rolling terrain, quite runnable, and the other half, so either the front or the back, depending which year you do, because they alternate each year. The other half is a little bit more climbing. Nothing crazy. I think coming from the mountains here on the West Coast, it was tough. It was a challenge, but it wasn't anything I wasn't used to. But definitely there's some elevation gain for sure. I'd say it's kind of in the middle for as far as elevation gain. There's a lot, but not nothing like say Hard Rock. And the trails are fairly runnable. I think like they're pretty well maintained, and they're sort of like a lot of nice single track.
Awesome.
And it's the terrain was different. It was quite sort of. I remember it being kind of. I guess kind of dry, like lots of kind of like brushy, kind of shrubby terrain. It starts in a town called Macau, and the start finish, assuming it's the same as it was years ago, it's at a hot springs, kind of like a campsite.
Very nice.
The hot springs, and it's really cool. So you just set up the tents, and then when you finish, you jump in the hot springs. First, you kind of wash off in this little bathtub they have coming out of the spring, and then you jump in the pool and you just lounge all day at the pool.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's just like a laid back atmosphere. Yeah, it's one of those kind of lower key races that are just fun to do, and I don't think it's hard to get into either. So.
Yeah, very cool.
That you might not have seen recently.
I actually heard, because I was possibly going to run that race last year, that the hot springs closed. That's what I heard.
That's
oh no!
But
yeah, that's
still the race.
The race is still great. Yeah.
It's definitely a Hard Rock qualifier. I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's actually why I did it the 1 year. I think.
Yeah.
I was looking specifically for Hard Rock qualifiers, and yeah, I'd say it's qualifies as a Hard Rock qualifier. Like I said, it is tougher than many races as far as elevation. Definitely, I would consider it a mountain race.
Yeah.
This person, but Germany, Sonneberg, Germany, Jürgen Stark. I think we might have got that one.
Cascade Crest is another race I've done. That's one of those that keeps kind of being in jeopardy with either with the fires or with the smoke from fires.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of right in that area, just sort of in that belt, I guess. In fact, the 1 year, I think if I remember correctly, there was 1 year where half the course was on fire, so they had to reroute it. In fact, the year we did it, we did basically an out and back on only half the course for that reason. And I think that might have been the year where the smoke came up to the Fat Dog course, and that's when the Fat Dog course had to close down. So it's sort of just that belt of forest fires now. Yeah. It's those Cascades, the drier side of the Cascades.
So Kofuzi has been commenting a few times in the comments, and Mike is running CIM, I think tomorrow. So good luck to you, man.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Good luck, Mike.
I thought it was today for some reason, but I guess it's a Sunday deal.
Yeah, most marathons seem to be on, or big marathons seem to be on Sundays.
Are they? Okay. Shows you what I know about road marathon.
I only know from watching Seth James DeMoore's channel.
Yeah.
I
you
really
guys getting
like
snow yet where you are?
we had a light dusting this morning. It was all icy. Yeah. I tried to get out there early enough to get some like sweet B-roll of some shoes, but it was like starting to melt a little bit. So it might look nice. But what about you?
We had some snow and then it melted. We've been getting a lot of rain here. I don't know if you guys have been hearing about the floods over here in British Columbia. In the valley, in the lower, like out in the Abbotsford area, it's like I'm talking like the city is underwater. Highways are shut down. We're cut off from the rest of Canada. The highways are closed basically, and the train tracks are closed. I'm not sure what the status is now of the tracks, but we've been getting a lot of rain, so the trails got hit pretty hard. And then now this week, we're getting that cold air coming in, and so this morning I think it's like 1 degree, like just above freezing, and raining. Wow. So it's that like light rain, almost snow. The hardest time for me to get out.
Yep. I see.
No way to stay warm.
Schultes.
Icy, exactly, yeah, and just slushy and just like I'd rather it
Yeah.
be colder but snowing and not just freezing rain, you know.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Spokane,
Yeah.
Washington.
So I've been enjoying just taking it easy here the last couple of weeks, kind of just enjoying the off season, the shoulder
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'd rather it snow a foot than be
Oh,
icy.
yeah.
I like the
But
snow.
couple more weeks, hopefully, we'll be skiing. And I moved. I live in North Vancouver now, just kind of like a kilometer from our closest ski hill here. So
Oh, nice.
I'll be doing a lot of skiing.
For me, I don't mind the cold. It's just the wind here in the Midwest is just like that's what keeps me inside on the treadmill. During a lot of my like weekday runs. Like I don't, now that I have a treadmill, it's been amazing for winter training.
Oh, I know who just got pulled.
Really?
Nita Patella.
Nita?
She's a well-known
Nita
trail
Zapata,
runner
yeah.
here in Ohio.
Nice.
Yeah, I know her.
Sorry to interrupt you guys.
No,
Ryan, what
that's
kind
awesome.
of did you get a fancy treadmill? Like, did you get one of these like
No,
ergonomic? No. Okay.
no, I got the cheapest one I could find new. I mean, I didn't get a used one, but
Yeah.
I spent $1,000 and got a Soleil F63 because I was looking at it and I was like, you know, like it would be really cool to have one of these like $3,000 NordicTracks that do like 40% incline and have this massive screen. But for me, I was just like, you know, the first treadmill I buy, I'm just gonna get a cheap one, see how I like it, see how much I actually use it, and could replace it two times in the amount of time. And also, I heard some crazy stories from some friends about NordicTrack, like customer service and everything. So yeah, I have a cheap one. It goes up to 15% though, which is decent. And
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
it helps me get a whole lot of extra miles during the winter.
So we need to pull some Texas names.
Okay.
Kofuzi's
Treadmill
asking you,
review
Ryan, if you're gonna review the treadmill anytime soon.
Sure, why not? It's like the simplest thing possible. It's like it has speed and incline, and I mean it's nice though. Like the one cool thing about it is actually it's got Bluetooth, and so I have an app on my phone called RunCline, and it can connect to the treadmill via Bluetooth and record my runs there. So it actually records like all the vertical gain and everything, and like
nice.
you can also, it connects to my stride pod as well, so I can get like all the data like power, vertical gain, like incline, all that sort of stuff.
That's awesome.
From just a cheap treadmill. So that's been kind of cool. Like, so that's how I was able to like really like legitimately like track all my gain, like training for Cruel Jewel.
Carborough, North Carolina, Lucas Lyons. So we're halfway through that bike.
I saw pick number 169 was Peter Mortimer. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's great.
Ryan, you mentioned the stride pod. So are you measuring power when you run? Is that a metric that you sort of focus on, or how are you incorporating that into your
for sure,
your pacing or whatever?
I come from a triathlon background, and so I've used power on my bike for years and years, and it's for me it's a metric that I really like paying attention to, because it just gives a really good picture of your effort. And I found that the stride pod actually, much more so than any other brand's algorithms, like actually works really well. And it does well, especially like the new one that incorporates wind. So you can, like, because a lot of times you'll be running. Oh, Killian just got picked for Hard Rock.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Nice. Gosh, that's going to be a good race.
Yeah,
You just
it
got
is.
Killian,
picked?
Francois,
that's so
John Kelly.
random. Wow.
Yeah. He's in the else category. He's not a veteran yet.
Huh.
Anyway, yeah, so like the stride pod, it has a wind sensor. So like you'll be running, and then you're running at like, say you're running at like 280 watts or something, and you turn into the wind and your pace drops a little bit if you go into a headwind, but your power will show kind of like that difference. So like you might go up to like 320 watts or something. So it gives a much better estimate of effort. And then it pays attention to your incline. So if you're running up a hill, it'll give you a better estimate of your effort going up or down a hill. So I really
let's go
like
with
it a
the wind
lot.
resistance. Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
something, on treadmills, I was always taught you should put your incline up to half or 1% to compensate for lack of wind resistance on a treadmill. And that's definitely
Yeah.
something you want to be factoring into your metrics. Yeah.
Yeah. I've played around with that a little bit. I usually keep it at like 1% or something. Just because there is a big difference in also so I think there's a lot of like physics going on that I do not like claim to be an expert in. But obviously, like when you're running outside, you have momentum kind of pushing you forward. But also when you're on a treadmill, you have the momentum of the belt pulling your legs backwards. So it's like, for me, it does feel like that 1 or 2% kind of feels more like outside.
Yeah, because otherwise with the treadmill, it's almost like you're just jumping and letting the treadmill move under you.
Exactly.
As opposed to having to propel yourself forward.
You're holding your body weight up.
Yeah.
But it's similar outside too, though, because like once you get your momentum going, you don't have to do as much like pushing yourself forward. But yeah, I don't know. Like again, I think there's probably research papers out there that could probably enlighten us on that. I have looked into it a little bit, and kind of like the long and short of it is like if you 1% or so is like kind of like it mimics more of being outside.
Just like Zach Miller in his early days, wasn't he doing all of his training on a treadmill on a cruise ship? It's not his story.
Yeah,
clearly it works
so.
for some, right?
Working on a cruise ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would go when he was in port of calls and things. He'd go hike mountains and
and get a little bit of climbing in.
Yeah. Just a quick shout out.
It's really the descents. It's the descents you don't get on the treadmill. You can simulate the uphill, but it's hard to simulate the downhill, and that's what I think gets a lot of people at some of these mountain races.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, I found like what I did training for Cruel Jewel was I got as much vertical gain as I could on the treadmill during the weeks, and then on the weekends I would do like a run on a Saturday or something where I tried to get like 5,000, 6,000 feet of ascent and descent.
Right.
And one time a week was enough to kind of keep my legs.
To strengthen the eccentric muscles there. Yeah, the quads.
Exactly. And then I actually found an article that Jason Coop wrote, who shout out to Jason. He actually just got picked for Hard Rock as well.
Oh, awesome.
But he wrote an article about it, and he said that there's, like the majority of runners out there don't have mountains to go train on. And so if the couple weeks leading up to your race, you can get out and do like a camp or something where you're putting a pretty heavy downhill stress on your legs, even 1 or 2 days, a couple weekends or something, you can get a pretty significant training adaptation from just that will help you in your race. And so if you completely ignore it, you're going to have problems. But if you a little bit goes a long way as well. Like you don't have to just like destroy yourself.
No, that's true.
If you want to win a race, that's a different story. But
well, even there though, Stephanie Case, who's a Canadian, really talented Canadian ultra runner, she usually gets on the podium at Tour des Géants, and that's obviously, as I'm sure everybody knows, like it's hard to get much more climbing than in Tour des Géants and descent, I should say. And those are long, like, 1,800 meters up, 1,800 meters down. And she did, I know that at least the 1 year, if not 2 years in a row, she did almost all of her training on a treadmill or running loops within a compound in Afghanistan.
Wow.
So as flat as it gets. And then what she would do, because she was working for a nonprofit in Afghanistan, what she would do is go to the Alps, usually to the course, maybe once or twice, maybe if she could get there for like 2-3 weekday, like long weekend stints. And that would be the extent of her mountain training. And that seemed to do it for her. So like you said, it's sort of like most of her volume on a treadmill. And then she'd squeeze in as much mountain running as she could here and there. And that seemed to do it for her. Having said that, I guess the question is, was she living up to her potential? Maybe she could have done even better if she had been training on course the whole time.
Casey Lichty does the same thing. She trains in Nebraska and runs most of her runs like on flat in flat areas, and then puts in a little bit of that specialized training towards the end. And I mean, obviously she's an elite runner.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where, from everything that I've like kind of looked into and read, like actual like research on, and like paid attention to people that know what they're talking about, you know, the specialized training, like if you can, don't worry so much about it if you can't get it throughout the year, but then in the month before, a couple weeks before your race, like start to get more that specialized training in. And if you're already fit, like that's a little bit's gonna go a long way. And that goes for like heat training and too. And you probably could speak on heat training because of your recent experience. Did you do any of that?
Oh no, and that's actually, I mean, so like my race in Quebec, for example, was super humid, and the humidity really affected me, and that's where I realized in the future, if I ever do, and hopefully I never do a humid race again, it wasn't my best experience. I would need to go and definitely acclimatize for the humidity, maybe even in a sauna. That would probably be, you know, the bare minimum. But for a drier heat, I find I can push through a drier heat much better. Like desert heat, you often have a breeze as well. And really for the desert, I find it's more about just making sure you don't get sunburned. That's the main thing. And then you sweat though. So if you, I should say your sweat evaporates, unlike in humidity. So you can cool yourself off. Like you could put water on your arm sleeves, for example, and that helps to cool you off and it dries.
Nice.
Whereas if you do that in humidity, it doesn't do anything because you're just wet all the time.
Right.
You're soaked in sweat. So I didn't do any heat training, but I was there for a week early. And so that definitely helped me acclimate. I just wasn't really training much because I was tapering. But that definitely would have helped me, if only psychologically. But I always find that, especially with the multi-day races, you get by about the second or third day, you're pretty much acclimatized. You sort of get into the swing of things. So for me, it's more about the humidity. But I was going to say though, just going back to what we were talking about with the treadmill, I think the other thing we have to be careful of too is when we're, you know, like we were using those examples of some of these elites, but they already had all of the technique down.
Yep.
So for them, it wasn't about training to learn how to run on technical trails. It was just the fitness part. And so I guess that's the caveat there, is that if you don't have experience in the mountains, you do need at some point to get used to running in the mountains, especially on a technical trail. Yeah. But that's kind of the difference, I guess, too, between, you know, people talk a lot about like stimulation versus simulation. And the stimulation is the fitness part. That's that volume. That's that getting your VO2 max up or lactic threshold, whatever it is you're training for. And the simulation is more the technique and the mental aspect. And you need a balance of both. But I think maybe often a lot of us, especially those of us like here in Vancouver who live in the mountains, we err on the side too far of simulation, thinking we need to do everything on big technical trails. And I think then you miss out on some of the stimulation, which is like the tempo runs, the stuff that, you know, maybe hitting the track or going to the gym and just doing it purely for the fitness versus the trails you're going to be racing on. Because not all trails are appropriate for, again, like a tempo run or a speed workout or a hill workout.
Right.
And so I think it's fun to do that stuff. It's fun to just go out and simulate the kind of terrain you're going to be racing on. It's fun to go power hike for 8 hours, but it's not necessarily the best thing for everybody at that point in their training cycle.
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's kind of like how a lot of training plans are built, is at the beginning, the first couple months of, say, your training cycle, it's a lot about the stimulation. And then towards the end, like you start to move more into that specific simulation when you already have kind of that fitness built up. Cause I mean, exactly what you're saying. Like, you can have all the downhill training you want on a treadmill, but once you get out there with some rocks and roots, like you're gonna have a lot different experience out there. You know, and I mean, it's totally different. Like my experience, like training in Indiana, like hills here, it's different because like the biggest hills I can find are like 120 to 150 feet. And so like, I'm going up them for like maybe like 2 minutes and then down them for like a minute. And that's really hard, like just to do like, you know, repeats for hours out there. And then you get to a mountain like in Colorado or Georgia or something, and you're just like, all right, this is a little bit different experience, like climbing up a mountain for 2 hours. Exactly.
And then
And then running
descending for 2
down.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh, Trevor got it.
Yeah, and that's it's like you said, it's that mental aspect as well, and that's part of why it is important to simulate at some point, to simulate the environment you're going to be racing on. Running at night, that's another example. If you've never run at night before, you should go out and do a training run at night at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you've done that a bunch. Like I don't do any training at night anymore, for example, because
I don't either.
been there, done that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't need to simulate that environment anymore. Now I'm more focused on the stimulation, and in fact, something I plan on doing. A good example, I think, actually would be, so this race I just did, and I'll be making, like I said, a film series. I'll be talking all about all of this, but my training, I didn't really train for this race. Like I kind of tacked it onto the back of my year. I had my goal 100 miler in August. I did a 50K tune-up in September. Then I went and did the stage race. And the guys at the front did not just go out and do a 100 miler 2 months before. Like they had been focusing on this for the last year or two.
Wow.
And doing marathon training, because stage races are ultimately just a series of road marathons. You're in the desert, but it's pretty flat, and you're running pretty fast. Like we're running 6-minute kilometers, which is I'm not sure what that is in miles. Is that 8-minute miles? 9-minute miles? But it's fairly fast, given that you're on rolling terrain in soft sand with an 18-pound pack. Like you are having to move pretty quickly. And so, you know, the guy who won it, Rob, he's like, I looked at the stats and I knew I was going to be running 6 minutes per kilometer. So that's how I trained. Like I did tempo runs, I did speed work. I barely ran in the mountains. And so I think for me to do better at one of these races in the future, if I do another stage race, I would probably treat it like a marathon, and I would train. I'd probably do a higher volume program, but I would ultimately be training probably mostly on the road, doing a lot of speed work, a lot of tempo runs, and focusing more on the stimulation side of it, not the simulation side.
Yeah.
I noticed I just ran a race out in California, and I've never been out west on West Coast trails at all. Not to say they're all the same, but this was in the Marin Headlands, where it was basically crushed paths or like a hard packed cinder. Very, very easy runnable trails, I would say. Is I train in the east, where Frozen Head or the No Business course, where it's very rocky and rooty. And I noticed there were a couple of descents out there where I guess they would call they actually did call it moderately to very technical, where there were some rocks. And I noticed it was just interesting to see some runners go down that incredibly slow, because like you said, they don't train on it, they're not used to it. Where somebody, from the east that trains on that and that every day, it was just like any other descent. So it was just interesting just to note that the training on the type of terrain for the course is so important. Getting that specificity is just, you really can't simulate that on a treadmill. No way.
It's funny how technical trails, the degree of technicality, it's such a relative thing. Hey?
It is. It's so subjective.
Say, that trail was so technical, and you're like, wait, that one, the one that was like rocked up.
Yeah,
with that one little rock on it, that was technical. No.
It's very subjective.
Quick shout outs to Gavin Woody. He got into Hard Rock. I saw that. I met him at the Fat Dog 120. Just an overall adventure type guy. You might even, do you know him, Jeff?
I don't think so. Oh,
I think Ethan Newberry knows him pretty well. And maybe Gary, but Robbins, I'm not sure. But Gavin's a great guy. He ran the backyard ultras with, I just remember seeing him run with Courtney DeWalter a couple of years ago.
That's why I recognize his name. Yeah, I recognize his name. Okay.
Courtney just got into Hard Rock too.
Oh, did she? That's great. That's great. Jeff Browning did too. I saw that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's in the vet category, I think.
Yeah.
The race director of the Pistol Ultra and Ozo, and it's a couple races here in Tennessee, Will Jorgensen, he just got into Hard Rock as well.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Maybe I should rename this live stream to
Western States Hard Rock. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
So any guesses as to what Killian's next move is now that he's not with Solomon anymore as of 2022?
Well, he mentioned that he's starting his own company. He was.
Did he say that?
He said he was going to be starting his own company, and he was going to be sharing more in the future. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see what he'll be wearing and using.
Maybe he's moving more towards mountaineering.
Yeah.
My guess is it's a clothing line first, and then shoes eventually down the road.
Didn't he go to Nepal this past year? I had heard he went to try to do Everest again. Any information on that? I didn't hear what happened.
No.
I think he's
Oh,
gone the
no.
last couple of seasons. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened this year. If it got aborted or
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, we only got 2 more slots left, guys.
Oh boy.
Except for the wait list, of course. 2 more. Oh, 1 more. There's a guy from Darren. Awesome.
You know Darren?
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple. There's one from Signal Mountain, Tennessee, just a few picks ago. Last one.
There's a question on there about Cascade Crest. Yeah, Cascade Crest is a really great race. It's just like it's been running for years. I think like 20 years or something. And Rich, who's the current race director, does a really good job. I didn't hear that they had to modify the course this year. That's too bad. If there were permitting issues, it might have been again because of fires. I know there's certain parts of the course are sometimes closed different years, but it's a cool course. It's considered a faster course. Again, that's kind of relative though. It is a mountain race, but it's a faster mountain race. There's a lot of runnable sections in it. A fair chunk of fire service road, which makes it a little bit faster. But I think the one side of the course I didn't see. We did an out and back on the first half, and the back half, where the what do they call them? There's a few peaks that are pretty punchy, and I think that's where a lot of your tougher climbing comes in. So I didn't see that part of it. But yeah, I would say Cascade Crest is more closer to Fat Dog. We were talking about Fat Dog earlier, and what I didn't mention was that while Fat Dog's difficult because it's long and it does have a lot of climbing, it also has a lot of runnable flats in it, which can be difficult in its own way if you haven't trained for it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
How close is the Cascade Crest course to the Bigfoot 200 course? Do you know?
I actually don't know where the Bigfoot 200 course is, to be honest. I know the Cascade course is, I know it's 50 miles south of the Fat Dog course. I remember looking at that in a map once as the bird flies, or maybe it's 100 miles south, but it's, let me see here.
Yeah. Bigfoot, it goes around like Mount St. Helens, like Randall, Washington. I was out there for that race filming, and those trails out there were amazing, just like beautiful. But you're right, like really punchy climbs. I think they're probably, I don't know how close they are actually. But.
KM Junior Mint 5 says it's about 100 miles south.
Okay.
100 miles south. Yeah.
I have been failing to put all these comments on the screen. So there's one, and it's covering up Jeff.
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
blocking Jeff's space there.
That's all right.
Maggie Guterall just got into Hard Rock.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great.
This is gonna be a great race to watch.
Oof, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fast people there.
Yes,
Courtney and Maggie both in there, man. That's gonna be
and Sabrina. Stanley. Jeez,
right.
That's gonna be awesome.
Get Sabrina.
Sabrina just got the auto selection from winning it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just the first place winners?
Yep. Yeah.
It's not like Western States where it's the top 10, right?
No.
And that's just the year after, right? You know, that's not
Does anyone know when they start drawing the waitlist picks? I thought it was right
I was about
away.
to ask that. I don't know.
I thought it was like right away.
Yeah, I think it is.
Maybe there's an intermission.
The wait list would be a tough place to be.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you kind of have to plan on being there.
You do.
I think if you're in that top 30, 35, you have to.
Yeah.
Oh.
How many wait lists? 75?
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
Ryan, I might have missed it. I think you said you've been down there the last couple of years. Are you going to go down to Western this year?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one I know got picked. Like no one from Indiana or anything like that. I'm kind of surprised. I don't think I saw a single person from Indiana. Last year there was 2. I mean, it's not a huge ultra running population, honestly, but usually there's a couple. But yeah, hopefully be doing some sort of filming, talking to a few different people, but nothing set in stone yet. Everyone's just waiting to see what happens with the lottery. You should go, man.
Yeah, how about you, Jeff? I was gonna ask you too.
Yeah, I'd love
Well,
to
I don't
see
know.
it
We'll
from
see if Adam asks me to pace, but I actually am thinking about going to Mongolia in around that time for another one
Wow.
of these staged races.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
we'll have to see. I haven't really figured out my schedule. My goal race for next year, lottery pending, of course, would be UTMB. Both Audrey and I are gonna put in the lottery for that, and we decided if one of us gets in, the other will crew, and
Nice.
hopefully
That's
both of us
awesome.
get in. We'll see. UTMB really is the goal. We were going to run a race called Val d'Aran in Spain, which is an automatic, gives you an automatic entry into UTMB. But that one got canceled, and then it got postponed. We decided maybe 20 whatever. I guess it would have been this year. Wouldn't have been the smartest time to go to Spain. We would have had to decide back in the spring. So we're going to take our chances in the lottery anyway. So, and if not, then that kind of opens up my year. So. I'll have to decide what else I would do, but anyway, we'll see. But we are planning to go to Hard Rock, though. We have two friends from Vancouver who are running Hard Rock, so a whole bunch of people are going to go down. We're going to do Soft Rock, which is basically fast packing the course, sort of in the days prior to the race.
Cool.
So we're going to go do that. Probably get an Airbnb for a week or two and just kind of work remotely, and then of course like hang out, spectate, crew. There'll be probably a good dozen people from Vancouver heading down.
That'd be awesome.
I would do Soft Rock in a heartbeat. That would be amazing.
Come down and join us. We'll get a crew together.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be there for at least for the week, if not two. So
yeah. Soft Rock, I've kind of explored online. It sounds like it's sort of the thing where you have to know the right people. Is that true?
Well, I mean, I think you can just go and do it. I don't know that if there's any private property that you're crossing. I haven't looked that much into it. I also don't know how, I know some people will kind of do it right before the race, so it's already been flagged. I don't know how legit that is, like how much they encourage that.
That's why
I do have like a GPX of the course, so I mean, I could just
if you have that, then you can go out whenever.
And close counts, like we don't have to be exactly on the course. Kind of just want to see some of the major passes. I've seen half the course already because I paced it the one year. And then a couple of the other peaks I've done on my own. So it's really just kind of piecing it all together now over three and a half days. And I think the idea is we would do it probably glamping style, like or Euro hut style. We would have an Airbnb in say Ouray. So we'd start in Silverton and then spend a night at our place in Ouray, and then maybe get like a hotel in Telluride or something, and then make it back. Get it.
Catch up here for a second.
So the idea would be we wouldn't have to carry any camping gear.
That'd be awesome.
Enjoy, just move, because that's a tough course, and you're at altitude. And I think if you throw an extra 12 to 15 pounds in your back, it makes it pretty challenging to do over 3 days, I would think.
Yeah.
Give it to her so she can record it.
And even on race day, it's not even really marked very much, right?
It's sparse. Yeah, the flags are pretty far apart. There's sections. I remember going through. I forget what the section was called, but there was one section that year where the lead pack actually got lost in the snow, and I think Killian wasted like a half an hour in the snow trying to find his way through. This is somebody who knows the course pretty well.
Yeah.
And when we came through as well, we got a little bit turned around, and fortunately I had the GPX track, which I had got from Killian, and I was able to pull that up and got a group of us through using the track, and that probably saved us a half an hour of messing around there.
Wow.
So yeah, even at the best of times, it can be a tough choice, tough track to kind of follow. So yeah.
16 ticket runner Robert Bondurant.
Yeah, Run Rabbit Run was very sparsely marked as well, but they told you that before. Like they said, this is not a race for a first time 100-mile runner. You got to be able to follow what you think is the trail. And there was one part where I think I got it on video. I think I included it. Was like there's a Y in the trail and the flag is just like right in the middle. And we were like, let's go right and try that for a while and see if we see another flag.
There's definitely different flagging styles, that different race directors have. And like you look at a guy like Gary Robbins, and he's known for the joke is you don't want to sweep a Gary Robbins course, and if you do, bring a really big backpack because there's going to be a lot of flagging. But he flags it for fast runners, so you get to an intersection, and there'll be a sign saying "Go this way," and then there'll be an X saying "Don't go this way," and then there'll be like another X if you do go that way saying "Turn around, you've gone the wrong way." And if
Yeah.
you take the right route, there'll be like 3 confidence markers. Make sure, you know, so
That's
he
nice.
flags it for people. When you're running fast, you're like tunnel vision and you're
Oh,
making
yeah.
split-second decisions. And I think what some people do is they flag because they're walking when they flag. And so they'll, I'll put 1 flag here. But when you're running, again, you're running fast. It's so easy to miss that 1 flag.
And
So
if
I
you
really
miss
appreciate
one,
when
and they're a half mile apart.
I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when there's no, I appreciate a confidence marker or 2. Because again,
Yes.
sometimes you question that, you go through an intersection, you're like, oh, and you kind of come out of your little trance that you were in.
Exactly.
Maybe if you're,
Yeah.
and then you go, wait, oh yeah, there's a confidence marker. Cool, I'm on the right track. So I think there's definitely like a little bit of extra flag can go a long way in my opinion.
When I was at Western States last year, when I was pacing, we got to that intersection that Jim Walmsley missed on his first time and like went down and like, you know, was like an hour and a half ahead of everyone else, and then ended up like losing a ton of time. But that turn had probably 50 flags and arrows with chalk, and like it was just like you could not miss it. It was like you would have
never
tripped over
again.
flags.
Yeah, I think he DNF'd that race, didn't he? He ended up not finishing it when he got lost.
I
I
think
thought he
walked
finished.
it in.
Yeah, I think he finished.
Did he?
Yeah,
I think he still finished. Like, wasn't he still
Yeah.
like 16th?
Yeah, he ended up like walking it in, I believe, on that year. But he did quit another year. But
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I'm confusing that.
I know some races too will have, you know, depending on the area and often depending on how close to civilization they are, different races will have different levels of problems with course vandalism. And by that, I mean people like pulling flags or moving flags.
Yeah.
And I know that can be an issue here in North Vancouver even. So again, with Gary's courses, I remember him mentioning once that he'll sometimes over flag intersections to the point where it would just be too much work to bother messing with it. And if it's 1 flag, it's so easy to just take that flag off or to move it a little bit. But if there's 20 flags, people are going to go, whatever, let's just keep going. You know, like somebody who was trying to create some mayhem, you know. And so I think that's as well, some of these more remote races, I guess they just don't have that problem like you would sometimes just on the outskirts of the city where you get property owners, unfortunately, sometimes who don't like having races near their backyards, which I'll never understand. But
that happened at No Business the year I did it. I think, Steven, I think you were there that year too.
Yeah.
It was way ahead, but we had heard that the people at the front, like took a wrong turn and for like half a mile or something because of some vandalism.
That happens on the Georgia Death Race course almost every year because it runs through some rural Georgia mountains, and there's some people that don't like them running through there apparently, and they've even gone as far as letting their dogs out of their houses intentionally. So yeah, he's had some, the RD down there has had some issues with that for a while.
I've got a quick comment here from KM Junior Mint. Sorry, Jeff, I don't know how to move it out of your way.
okay.
But apparently, Junior Mint works at the Duncan Canyon Aid Station, so has volunteered there for 5 years, and that's pretty cool. Thanks for watching, KM Junior Mint.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna actually have to go ahead and duck out. I got to leave here in a few minutes to go do this run club thing that we're doing. So, thank you, Dan, for hosting. It's been fun. Ryan, Jeff, Dan, great chatting with you all. And sorry none of us got in this year, but hey, maybe we'll still make the wait list.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for joining. And if anybody has not subscribed to Ultra Trail Steven's YouTube channel, definitely do so. It's a good channel and a great channel, and have a lot of fun with it. So have a good day, man. Good luck.
All right, everybody. All right, have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.
See ya. Speaking of like markings on the trails, at the Indiana Trail 100 this year, they had some cool stuff. I don't know if this is a new thing or not, but he was talking about it like it was new. About he had some like biodegradable like chalk powder.
Chalk, yeah.
Yeah, that he would, and he did a lot of arrows. And he said within a week it would wash away with rain, and it was like totally safe for the environment and everything. So I thought that was really cool, and that helped a ton. Because like a massive arrow,
we use a lot sometimes for like group runs, like organized group runs, or you know, and anything where you're loosely flagging, but you want the flagging to disappear quickly, and all it takes is one good, you know, rainstorm, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Do you direct any races, Jeff?
I don't know. I used to go out and help out though, or I will. I'll go and help lead a group, or I'll volunteer on some of Gary's races and things. But no, I have no interest in ever directing a race. I will help out at other people's races, but that's not my cup of tea. It's a very stressful. I don't think people give race directors, or really anybody organized in putting on a race, I don't think we give them enough credit. If you see what happens behind the scenes, that's a really, really, really demanding job. It's a thankless job. I think there's opportunity to make some money at it after a few years, but it takes a lot of work to,
Right.
Those are long, not even long days. Those are just days without sleep.
Right.
And weeks of work leading up to a race. Things that go wrong last minute. I mean, this race I just did, it was 5 days through the desert. Of course, the race was all pre-planned. And in the day before we were supposed to start, the winds were forecast to be so high that they ended up having to reroute the course for the first 2 days, basically, because we were going through, sand dunes where you'd get a complete whiteout, it would be a sandstorm. The flags, they said, would have just completely blown away. We would have had runners lost in the desert. And so while we were hanging out and checking in, they were scrambling to redesign this course and to come up with all the new logistics and figure out the new camp location. And you wouldn't have known it. It was a flawless experience on our part. And talking to the guys after, they were like, oof, that was a full-on week. That was, everything from the race director to the course markers who were out there to the sweepers. It was, and that's just how these races are.
Mm-hmm.
So having seen it from behind the scenes, I have no interest in taking that on myself, but like I said, I'll help out where I can.
I know.
How about
Ryan,
you guys? Do you have any interest in ever directing a race?
Ryan is doing one this
You're doing
year. Or helping.
Yeah, I'm helping. I am not officially a race director, but my good friend Matt is. This was his brainchild. Was a last man standing sort of backyard race. So he found a place in Indiana, and so contacted Gary, Laz, and we're on the official backyard tour or whatever, and we're the only race in Indiana, so it's gonna be pretty sweet. So
is that a loop, or how does that work?
It'll be an out and back with a lollipop kind of at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 4.16 miles every hour, and it's last man standing.
Cool.
So yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's on Ultra Sign Up now. It'll be the first weekend in April.
Yeah, I was going to join that race, man, but now that I'm thinking about going out west to Zion, I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. But
it's all good. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a fun time regardless, depending on how long it goes. That's the thing. You don't know about these races.
Yeah.
Right. You could get those two people just battling it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
72 hours. Yeah.
You never know. And that's why, I don't know, it could be over in 10 hours or it could be over in 3 days.
3 days. Wow.
And so there you go. That's going to be a major challenge for you guys. It sounds like the course will be very manageable, but that variable you have to plan as far as volunteers and food or all that support. So how does that work with the permit? How long are you going to try to get the permit for? What's your sort of, whether you want to call it a best case or a worst case? What's the outside time on that?
Yeah. The cool thing is it's all private property, and then a county road is part of it's on a county road. So he's taking care of all of that. And we have it for the week basically, because it's a private property that has events there, and usually it's a wedding venue. So it's actually really cool. There's this really sweet barn and big parking lot, and it's cool. It's made to host events. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, we got our first sponsor is Tailwind, so they're providing all of the drink mix, and cool. They're providing enough to go for as long as we need, which is awesome. So yeah, they've been great.
Did you take Monday off already, or because it might be 3 days, right?
Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Is your friend Matt? He ran Barkley last year, right?
Yep.
Is there any word
Yeah.
on who's running this year, and are they allowed to say if they are or not? Or
No word yet.
okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's pretty secretive.
right.
But yeah, that he wow. Okay, so Hard Rock Lottery's in the wait list right now, and it's like they're like flying through these picks. I can't even hardly keep up with it. It's refreshing so fast. But yeah, wow. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
Sure,
catch
no, you're
if
fine.
my name comes through. I'm not kidding. It's like flying. They're flying through these. I think they just picked like a massive group.
Yeah, there's like 14 on the first post for the females, I think.
Yeah, so I actually found the official website that is live posting it. It's like opensplittime.org. Like it's on their homepage. But yeah, AJW was the second to last official pick for Hard Rock, and then they've got a bunch on the wait list already. But anyway,
Somebody from Toronto, another Canadian.
That's great.
That's pretty far away, but
No, yeah.
still celebrate another Canadian. Oh, another Edmonton, Alberta.
Yeah, how far are you from Calgary? How far away is Vancouver and Calgary?
Calgary's fairly close. It's Calgary's maybe, I think it's a 12-hour drive, and it's like a 45-minute flight. But you have to go through the Rocky Mountains, and that's what takes a while.
Okay.
And of course, right now we can't drive there because there is no road.
Wow. Yeah, I heard there were a number of people that passed away, right? That died from the floods.
Yeah. It was mostly livestock as well that were lost, like thousands of livestock, which yeah.
That's sad.
But no, there've been lots of accidents on the highway too. There's been mudslides. I actually have a friend who was in a mudslide. His family, they went off a cliff, down 50 meters down a cliff, and
wow,
stopped in a tree or something before going off another cliff. And yeah, it was pretty close. I think his one son ended up in the hospital. He's fine now, but they had a pretty crazy story. And they were just 1 minute on a highway, the next minute down a cliff. Like it just happened like that, like a flash mudslide.
Wow.
People were stuck on the highway for days.
Has anything this big ever happened there before?
Yeah, well, so the mudslides, I'm not too sure about. Like these mudslides we have this one highway pass called the Coquihalla, and it's a pretty major pass. It's pretty treacherous. There's a TV show about it. I think it's called Highway to Hell, where the TV show is all about how they rescue trucks out of the ditch on that highway. Yeah, and the flooding in Abbotsford, though, this did happen about 25 years ago, and or maybe it was even longer. It might have been in the early 90s, I think. And a very similar flood. It's actually a flood plain, and they have a big pumps station that pumps out the water to keep this massive area where the highway, the Trans-Canada, goes through from flooding. And that failed, I think, or was close to failing, or was flooded temporarily anyway, and that's what caused the flooding. So some people are comparing it to what happened last time and sort of saying it's fairly cyclical, but it's definitely worse than it was last time. And combined with, some of the other issues where we just had record heat, like not too long ago, and now we have record rain. And, it's pretty clearly, there's pretty clearly a change in the weather trends here, a long-term trend. This isn't simply a cyclical thing. Yeah.
He was a 128 ticket person. Lucas Lyons, I think we might have seen him already. Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention to names. I assume I haven't been picked. I don't think they're posted.
Yeah, we haven't seen you yet.
Starting to hit those guys again.
I don't know if I asked you, Jeff. What are your race plans this coming year?
Yeah, I haven't solidified anything. I think I mentioned I'm considering doing this race in Mongolia in June.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Okay.
Yeah, and then other than that, though, it's UTMB if I get in, and if not, then I'm not too sure. I'll have to come up with some other plans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
UTMB is a lot easier to get into, right? than
Yeah,
Hard
I'm
Rock
not sure
and
what
Western States.
this. Yeah, it's much easier. I'm not sure exactly what the odds are. If I had to guess, I think it's around like 40% chance of getting in. Ryan, if you know any differently. I know it's much easier though than Hard Rock and Western. But I don't know what the chances are of both Audrey and I are getting in. That would be great. You can't have a pacer at a race like UTMB. It does help to have crew, but I don't think it's necessary either. They're pretty well supported, those races. And so that's our hope, is to be able to both go over to Europe in mid-August and target that one.
And this is the last year for the current entry process, right?
Yeah, I think so. And that's where it's changing to these stones. It's definitely the way. They're clearly changing their model to be more. I mean, it's a big organization. They're pretty clearly money driven. I mean, it is what it is. And so what they want you to do is pay to do their other races to get into UTMB. And that's become pretty clear. So it's pay to play, and that's fine. I think for those of us who can afford that, that's fine. Unfortunately, it probably is going to price a lot of people out. So that's where I mentioned like the Val d'Aran 100 miler in Pyrenees in Spain. That sounds like the easiest way for now to get in, because that one doesn't have a lottery. So you can pay your way into Val d'Aran. Of course, you have to pay for it. You have to fly to Spain, right, and race. But that gets you guaranteed entry into UTMB the following year if you finish. So that's your way to pay your way into UTMB. And they just announced, I'm sure you guys saw this whole lineup of new races. There's one in Puerto Vallarta that UTMB is putting on. So they're putting on this whole series, and I suspect it's going to be a similar thing. If you run those, you get automatic entry. And I can only imagine that means it's going to be much harder to get in through the regular lottery in the future. So in the future, it might be you have to pay to play and do these other UTMB races first. Yeah. Which again, for some people, that's no problem. Some people will throw money at the problem and do it that way. I actually ran into the race director from UTMB in Namibia when I was traveling.
Really?
Wow.
And I met a family, and they were all wearing UTMB t-shirts, and I could hear they were speaking French, and I speak French, and any chance I get to practice my French, I do. There are lots of French people in Namibia, and so I was speaking French, and I asked them like, "Oh, UTMB, I love that race. Did you guys did you run it?" Or she said, "Well, actually, I'm the race director. My parents," she said, "my parents started the race, and I've taken over." And I was like, "Oh, wow." So I was kind of like, "Oh, I'd love to get in," and I was going to run Val d'Aran. She's like, "Yeah, like running Val d'Aran is definitely your easiest way in." Yeah. Wow. Anyway, have a good day. And she left, and I was like, "Oh, damn."
Wow.
Hoping she'd say, "Well, look, give me your name, I'll put you on." But
yeah, you should have given like a business card or something.
Yeah, exactly. No, it doesn't work that way. Not at that race. But she kind of confirmed, like, your easiest way to get in is to run one of their other races. Yeah. Wow. I know it's not on everybody's list, but UTMB really is. Like, I've been there twice now to watch. I saw the finish of UTMB the one year I was there, and the start the other year. I crewed Audrey during TDS, so we definitely got the experience of being part of that race. It's a pretty incredible experience. They have, I can't remember, I want to say 10 to 15,000 people between volunteers, runners, and support. Plus, of course, all the people who are normally in Chamonix. So when you come to that finish line, I mean, it's just, like if you think Western States is exciting, you should see the finish line in Chamonix, even if you're not running it, just to be there and be part of that. Like if you go there and get a hotel, don't get it in town, because you won't sleep for 3 days. Like, you want to get that's actually some advice I got. People are partying, and it really is just like a massive party. You go to the aid stations, and it's like Western States, but 10 times bigger. There's people lining some of the hills. It really is an exciting experience, and I know that's not for everyone, but for me, I'd love to run a race like that. And then also enjoy the small mountain races, right? Like there's 100 people and there's 20 volunteers at the start line, and they're different experiences. And I think those big races are something everybody should experience at least once, whether it's UTMB or Tour de Jean, or it's pretty exciting.
I don't know if you can hear the dog in my house going nuts, but
yeah. I'm actually very surprised you guys haven't heard my kids yet, because
nope.
they're playing video games in the other room. Jamil just made it onto the wait list for Hard Rock.
Nice.
He's in the
for Hard Rock?
Vet. Yeah, he's in the vet.
His
lottery.
brother got in to the
Yeah.
actual list. Yeah, I saw that.
Mhm.
Jim, thanks again for stopping in. Jim Mortimer, thank you.
Well, guys, I have to get going. I'm going to go up for my run here still. Audrey's been waiting for me to finish, wrap up here so we can go out and do a little, we're going to go for maybe just like an hour, hour and a half in the freezing rain.
I'm gonna head out as well. But thanks for having this.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much
Yeah, this is fun.
For joining up. I appreciate it. All your time. Wow. Thanks a lot. And hope you have a good day. Jeff, have a great run. Tell Audrey Audrey.
Thanks, yeah.
Audrey?
Yeah, it's Audrey.
Audrey?
French, yeah, but you can say Audrey. Yeah.
Audrey. My daughter's name's Audrey, so that's why I say that, I think. But
yeah, like EY?
Yeah, EY.
Yeah.
Tell her we said hi and have a great day.
I
Hope
will.
you don't freeze out there. And Ryan, same
thanks,
to
guys.
you.
It was great catching
have
up.
a great day. So
Thanks for inviting. Thanks for starting this. This is awesome.
anytime.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, see ya.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We're getting close to the end here. Looks like we have just a few left on the wait list, but I appreciate you tuning in. Had a great time. This was a good time. Wow. Great to catch up with Ultra Trail Steven. And again, thank you to him for the idea. This was a great idea. And also, of course, Ryan Clayton and Jeff Pelletier, thank you for stopping in. And thanks again to Mike Kofuzi, Mike Co, as well as Seth James Demore for stopping in as well. And everyone else, all my subscribers, of course, thank you so much. And thank you very, very much for joining in. I just had a great time watching this. I think I'll stay on for a little longer as we look through the wait list here. Unfortunately, thanks, Co. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind. So this was different. I've never done a live stream with surrounding an actual event like this. It was kind of nice not having to talk the entire time. So, of course, the guys definitely were very helpful with that. And it was fun to catch up with them, see how they're doing, see what their plans are for this year. Both Jeff and Ryan and Steve, they all have big plans and big things going on. So while I have a chance, I'll tell you what I think my plans are for next year. Most likely hoping to do the Zion 100K down in Utah. It is in Zion National Park, about 3 hours away from Las Vegas. So hoping to do that race. I think that'll be a lot of fun. It happens to coincide with my kids' spring breaks. So hoping that works out. We'll have to see. And then I think probably my A race for the summer is going to be the Never Summer 100K, which is takes place in Colorado. I think it's right next to Rocky Mountain National Park, so a couple hours away from Denver, and that's just going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to run that race for a while now, the Never Summer 100K. And you might ask, I've been focused on 100 milers the past couple of years. Why am I going to 100K? And I'd say mostly just because, well, the big reason is if I bring my family there, it's a little bit easier to manage 100K when you have a family with you. With a 100 miler, it takes me down for several days after the race. So if we're going to make it into a vacation, 100K makes more sense. So that's probably my main reason. But it'll be fun too to try out that distance. I've only officially run it once at the Bandera 100K a couple of years ago. Actually, last year, a year and a half ago. And so I think it'll be fun to see how I can do it that distance. It's a little bit faster than a 100 miler. Obviously, it's still 62 miles, so it's not a fast race. At least for me, it won't be. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. So thank you, Ryan, again. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Hope your day goes well, and hope you and your family have a great weekend.
Springs, Colorado, Wendy Stallknocker.
So we're coming up here on the last pick. Let's see what it is.
I'm pretty sure we've seen this one, but we'll give it a try. From Kimberly, BC, Patrick Hemeny. I believe that's a dupe, so we get one more before we close out the wait list. Let Sherry catch up here. So we're down to our last ticket from Lakewood, Colorado, 32 ticket runner Ashley Clint Thorne. That may have been a dupe.
All right, so last pick, not me. That's all right. I only had one ticket in that giant bin.
Okay, now we're gonna do the cards.
But I think they're going to pull, I think they're going to give a couple people in the audience automatic entries into the Western States 100. We'll have to see. If anybody has any last minute questions or thoughts, feel free to put them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them.
Moment when we get to see who are the last three guaranteed an entry into next year's race. And we also know it'll be three people from the audience here today.
There you go. So 3 from the audience. This will be kind of fun to watch.
All right. It is a black card. It is a spade. And it is the Jack of Spades. Oh, sorry. Jerry Sue.
Wow.
Jerry Sue.
So they actually have playing cards or something. So Amber asks, so if they're on the wait list and you do not run it, do you get all your tickets put back in? Yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Amber, I wish I had I'm almost certain that has to happen. They can't, I don't think they can, I don't think they could take away your tickets if you never were picked. Now, if you are picked on the wait list, if you're selected, yeah, KM Junior Mint 5 confirms. If you're selected and you choose not to take it, that's a whole different story. Then I believe you lose your tickets. So, although you can defer, I think there's still a deferral, not for everyone. I think there may be a pregnancy deferral still, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe KM Junior Mint knows that. There's also a change most recently that's pretty interesting, and that is if you don't have to enter the lottery every year. So I believe so. It used to be, I think you had to. Now, I was entered into it this year. I could skip next year and then do 2023, and I wouldn't lose my tickets. I just wouldn't get an extra one. You get one buy. Okay. Everyone gets one buy. Okay. Thanks again, Junior Mint 5. I love that username. That's great. To be one of those selected there must be a thrill. I mean, it's just crazy. What are the chances, right?
Okay, and for our final entrant for next year. No, it doesn't match. That's a 6 of spades. Yeah. All right.
Not sure what happened there.
Next card is a black. It's a club, and it is the number 2 of clubs, and it is Shao, Shaui, Singh, Singh.
Somebody up in the balcony. It's gonna take a while for them to get down. That's pretty cool. I think that ends the lottery this year. So I wasn't selected on the wait list. I was banking on that one.
We'll do the raffle here in about 5 minutes or so.
So I am not going to stay live for the raffle, I don't think. I think we're probably going to bring this to a close here in the next minute or so. So once again, I just wanted to thank everyone. Oh, there's that last guy. So once again, I just want to thank everybody for joining me. This was a good time. Hopefully we'll do another live stream here in the near future. I did a couple of these last year and I really enjoyed it. And we'll have to see what kind of events we can do live streams with. I really enjoyed that too, the fact that this was an event live stream. But thanks again for joining me. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hope your training's going well this weekend. And just hope you enjoy your weekend. And we will definitely be posting some videos upcoming here. I took some footage today, so probably post a video tomorrow and hopefully doing 2 or 3 a week. So thanks again, everyone. And we will catch you in the next one.